and ready to go between the Clay-Battelle Seabees and the Beallsville Blue Devils. Chance, you finally get to call some Blue Devils.
I do, and they're actually blue, unlike my
I
high
know.
school.
It's
Can you believe that?
It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do when you actually wash them correctly.
It is. You wash them correctly, and they stay blue. It's unbelievable.
All right. I am Ethan Collins here on WAJR.com alongside me, Chance Collins, and we are excited for this one. Chance, I can't put this any more sad. We're 0-2, yes, but it's by a combined 6 points.
Been two phenomenal games so
Absolutely.
far. I feel against two decent teams. So I am interested to see how we bounce back against Beallsville here and hopefully get a win on the board for the boys.
Yeah, it should be mentioned that Beallsville actually beat 100 last week 13-8. So if you catch basically by default on statistics and stuff like that, you would say that this is going to be a good game on paper, like it was last week and the week before.
Yes, totally on point with that one, I do believe.
Yeah, Beallsville comes into this game with a record of 3-1. Their only loss coming to Newcomerstown at home. That was 27-0. So once again, Ethan Collins here and Chance Collins. We'll be right back. You're listening to the pregame show here on WAJR.com. Welcome back to Clay-Battelle Seabees High School, where the Seabees are set to take on the Beallsville Blue Devils. By the way, Chance, have you ever heard the story of why the Blue Devils of St. Mary's are actually purple? I mean, we kind of hinted at it a little bit, but we actually didn't, tell the actual story.
I have heard it. Do you want to tell it, or do you want me to?
I mean, I can tell it. So, from what I understand, the uniforms were blue back in the day, and when they mass washed it, it came out purple. And what happened was they were like, we don't need to worry about it. We'll just keep being purple. And that's how the Blue Devils actually became purple and gold and not blue and gold. So a little fun fact for you that has nothing to do with the game that we have here tonight, but we should have a good one between the Clay-Battelle Seabees and the Beallsville Blue Devils. Kickoff about set and ready to go here. I believe Clay-Battelle is set to kick off this time for Clay-Battelle. J.C. Spears set to kick. Looks like number 7, Markey Loudon. And number 22, Reed Smith, back deep.
Pretty good turnout tonight, crowd-wise.
It's a beautiful night. It's an absolutely beautiful night. All right, here we go, set and ready to go as nice little pooch kick, and it's bobbled at the snap. Does Clay-Battelle have it? They might. They might. Nope. Beallsville able to fall on it at their own 48-yard line. Kickoff is sponsored by Advanced HVAC and Plumbing, the area's only Carrier Factory authorized dealers. Turn to the experts and turn to Advance. Player lineups, we're going to probably not have the correct ones because we did not have the correct rosters until literally 2 minutes before kickoff. But those are sponsored by Lang Monument, family-owned and celebrating 150 years in Morgantown, located on the Wharf District. 1st and 10 here for the Beallsville Blue Devils as they line up, shotgun formation, set to pass here, and it is overthrown. His intended target was Asen McBride. Zach Hall on the coverage there by the Seabees, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. We're going to see a lot of motioning tonight, a lot of pre-snap movement that we're going to see from the Beallsville Blue Devils. They also can run a triple option here, which Chance said to me before we started the game, best offense in football.
I love the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Gage Perkins under center this time, the quarterback for Beallsville, as he takes the snap, and it's a toss play to number 22, that is Reed Smith, and he does get some space and is able to get just short of the first down marker, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 1 here for the for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's a short one that they have left. So
I was about to say barely even a yard. Actually, it is. It's about a straight yard here. So let's see what The Beallsville offense lines up on 3rd and short here. I formation, one receiver on each side, the tight end to the right, and it's a QB sneak here from Garrett Perkins, and he is going to be able to get past the sticks and a first down here past the 40-yard line down to about the 39 of Clay-Battelle.
It ain't often you say a quarterback sneak went for 5 yards, but that's what that just did.
It is if you call Eagles games.
That is true with Jalen Hurts. Got some substitutions coming in for Beallsville.
Yeah, first down and 10 here for Beallsville at the 38-yard line of Clay-Battelle. Reed Smith, the man in the backfield. Connor Hagan, the fullback. I formation with the tight end to the right. One receiver on each side. It's a handoff to the fullback, Hagan, and he's going to bruise his way through for about maybe 2 or 3 yards. Excellent play there inside. I got to say, Chance, we found this out last week. Clay-Battelle might be rolling a little bit thin at the offensive lineman and defensive lineman positions here. Brendan Baker, who actually is now out for the season, set to have surgery today. If you're listening to this, Brendan, we really hope that a speedy recovery for you for the rest of the season, because you're going to be a key player for years to come. But a lot of young guys on the side here. 2nd down and 7. We're going to fake the handoff to the fullback, and Reed Smith has some room on the outside. He gets past the first down marker, off to the 25, and it's a fumble. It's a fumble. Are they going to say he's down? Oh. Saw the ball loose, but I do believe he was down.
Like
referee,
13-yard run,
you see Coach Wilson. He's saying that's our ball. They are talking it over, waiting and in great anticipation.
And
still waiting on the word here. I think it's a first. If the play stands as just a rush, it is going to be 1st down and 10 for Beallsville at the Clay-Battelle CB's 23-yard line.
I'm trying to calm down Coach there. He kind of walked with his head down like a 5-year-old that had been scolded. So I got a feeling this is not going to go our way. But
still conversing here as we approach 9 minutes and 49 seconds here in the opening quarter. Still nothing. What are they going to say here? Please just come to a decision. First down and 10 for Beallsville. Okay. Now that we got that taken care of.
We'll need to get the chains moved at this time.
Now we've got to get the chains reset. Play clock, he's asking for it to be reset. Coaches are still arguing with the call, but it is 1st down and 10. Running back on each side, 2 receivers. One on each side. It's a QB keeper here for Perkins, as he's able to be tackled for a loss, I think. That is Zach Hall in the backfield. Excellent play there on the secondary, really going after that ball.
Zach Hall read that the whole way. The quarterback really didn't give no fake of a pass at all. He tucked it from the moment he got the shotgun snap. So Zach Hall cut in on that, and about a loss of a yard on that one.
2nd down and 11 here for Beallsville. Beallsville in royal blue helmets, royal blue pants, white jerseys. Clay-Battelle in their all-navy tops. Running back on each side as Reed Smith goes in motion. Fumble on the snap here, but Hagan is able to pick it up, and he's stopped in the backfield again. Excellent defense here by Clay-Battelle. Very close to the red zone. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 13 here, a loss of 2 on the play.
That was a nice play by Easton Rowan there to give a bad snap. Didn't allow the play to get off smoothly, but Rowan was right there on the ball carrier.
So 3rd down and 12 here, 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Score is still 0-0. Looks like there's going to be a timeout here on the play. Oh, timeout for a substitution? I didn't know you could call timeout for substitution, but okay. Now we're going to reset the play clock. Really didn't think that was a rule, but chance, but, you know.
Here we go. Learn something new every week.
Yep, 3rd down and 13 here. Looks like Beallsville's going to line up in an I formation. Tight end to the left, one receiver on each side. Reed Smith, the running back, Hagan, the fullback. Fake handoff to Smith. Quarterback's going to roll out to his left. Perkins, pressure, going to roll back to his right. He's going to tuck it and run here. And Maverick Gum is the only man to beat, and it's in for a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. It's probably going to result in a block in the back on the play or a blindside block. That is a new rule in high school, established, I believe, post-COVID in 2020.
I believe the signal was for a blindside block.
It is a blindside block. Now, the one thing I don't know is what the yardage is for that.
Look like they threw the flag down. Looks like it's a spot foul.
So Clay-Battelle will get to corral their own mistake. It was still good coverage on the play. He had nobody open. He just rolled over to the, I guess you could call it weak side, but it was the side that had the most open space. And Perkins showing great ability with his legs.
Looks like we're going to be at 3rd and 12 or
I was about to say, basically again. A gain of 1 yard on the play. So 3rd down and 12 here, same formation. Actually, no, it's a tight set here. 1 tight end to the left and 2 split ends to the left with a lone man in the backfield. That's Hagan, and Hagan is going to be stopped for a loss again. No ground game here for Beallsville so far, as Hagan has been stopped for, I believe, 3 consecutive losses.
I do believe that is correct there.
Yep. Still has negative rushing yards on the day, and it is 4th and 12, and you're kind of in no man's land here if you're Beallsville. I wonder if they knew that they were going to go for it there, just decide that they were going to try and run, get some yards on it, and then go for it on 4th down. Now it ends up being a 4th and even longer.
Yeah, they were assuming if they ran the ball, it was going to be shorter than 3rd and 12. And yet what we end up with is about a 4th and 15, I would say.
So they break the huddle here. Looks like it's that same bunch formation, except it's over to the right. Timeout now for Beallsville. With that, we'll go to Chance for the field conditions report. Chance, not a lot to report tonight, but go ahead and give us the report.
Beautiful night of football. It's Horizon Medical Technologies is sponsoring the field conditions tonight. Express testing, express results, online at horizonmedtech.com. Field conditions, we've got turf. You know, you couldn't have asked for better. There's no moisture in the air, so great conditions.
Nice, cool, crisp night. Sweater weather.
It is starting to. I see the hoodies start to come out.
I was about to say, I'm wearing long sleeves tonight. Chance still rocking the short sleeve shirt. But we are actually in a crowded press box here. We got the Dominion Post with us. And we got a total of 5 Collinses in this small little booth that we got here. We got 1 Collins here on play-by-play, another Collins on color, and we got the 3 little Collinses up behind us.
Yes, we do. We've got Callie, Aaliyah, and Mila with us tonight, unable to find a babysitter. They were happy to join us tonight.
I got to put Callie to work, though. She's putting way too much effort on her phone here.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to teach her stats before
Teach her
this
stats, absolutely. Chance has got to paint the picture. He's got to color it. All right, 4th down and 12 here. 7:08 left to go. Empty backfield, 2 receivers on each side and 1 tight end on the right. Extra protection here. He's going to throw a deep ball, laying it out there, and just overthrown. The intended receiver was number 17. That is Asen McBride. And the Clay-Battelle Seabees will take over an even better field position that they would have if they had gotten the fumble recovery.
Worked out well for them.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent defensive stand there to start the game. So let's see what Clay-Battelle comes out on the offensive side here. It looks like J.C. Spears is the man commanding the huddle, but he's going to line up out wide. Zach Hall, the man set to take the snap. Maddox Shriver to his right. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Snap is directly to Zach Hall. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to get some space here and be knocked out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
Like a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5 here.
Just want to say it's nice to see Shriver back out there
yeah.
because we spoke to him after the game. Come to find out the reason that shoulder was looking a little bit funny, it was it's dislocated. So nice to see he's able to make it back this week.
I will say it's a quick and easy injury to, I guess you could say to recovery from. I mean, if you're an athlete, yeah, it's easy to recovery from. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Second down and 5. Zach Hall set to take the snap again. Maddox to his left. He motions to the split end spot. 2 receivers to the left. It's a direct snap here. Zach Hall trying to get some space, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Number 7, Marky Loudon on the stop, and that'll bring up 3rd and long here for Clay-Battelle. 3rd and about 14. What is that, a loss of 9?
Loss of 9 on the play.
Math. Gotta love it. But we were saying about Maddox Shriver, you know, he dislocated his shoulder, but he was like, don't worry, I'll be back, for sure.
He was looking forward to playing this week. 3rd
down and 15 here. Spears set to take the snap. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. The 2 receivers to the left are Ponceroff and Zach Hall. And a pressure on J.C. Spears, and absolutely no protection there for Spears as he's immediately sacked for a loss. And that's going to bring up 4th down and very long. That was number 68 on the sack. That was Shriver Colton on the sack there. As we approach under 6 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Score still 0-0. Clay-Battelle set to punt. Spears is the punter. Snap is good. Protection's good. Nice little sky punt there. Across the 40. Bounces to the 45. And it'll roll to about the 47-yard line of Clay-Battelle, and that's where the Blue Devils will take over 1st and 10. Got to say, with the way things ended last week, this has been pretty tame so far, Chance.
It is. We've not had any scoring going on, which is shocking because it was back and forth at the end of last week.
Now, I will say, it took a while for the guys to get settled in. I don't believe we had a score in the first quarter. So, still time for some fireworks. Still plenty of time for fireworks. Shotgun formation here for the Blue Devils. Perkins, the quarterback, and I believe that's Connor Hagan to his left. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's a direct snap to Hagan, and he is going to be tackled for a short gain there. Gain of about 2, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 45-yard line.
Now, we'll put Hagan to 1 yard, so he's averaging a quarter yard a carry. You know, I don't know if that was the average he was looking for coming into the game, but
I'm sure his average is a lot better.
I would say before this game it probably was.
2nd down and 8. Same formation, except it's flipped. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Running back to Perkins' left. Tight end on the right side. It's a QB keeper here by Perkins. He's got some blockers, but he's going to be stopped right at about the 40-yard line and tackled out of bounds. And that'll bring up 3rd down and short here. Short to medium, depends on your definition. Right at the 40-yard line. The line to gain is the 37, I believe. Yeah, 37. So 3rd down and 3 here. Whole playbook's open for Beallsville. As they break the huddle here. Still in shotgun. Running back on each side. Two receivers, 1 on each side. The tight end to the right. Snap is good. Looks like it's going to be wide open in the flat. That's Reed Smith. He's going to get past the 1st down sticks. He's into the open field. He's only got Maverick Gum to beat. However, Maddox Shriver, no, I believe that's actually Easton Rowan with great pursuit there on the D-line. But it is a big game for Beallsville. They are now in the red zone at the 15-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, a little bit of a nice little juke there by Smith to get in the open field and get the 1st down. They actually had him stop before the 1st down. That juke allowed him to get it.
4 minutes set to go here in the opening quarter. Flag on the play. It is going to be a false start on Beallsville. Now back them up 5 yards. We'll be right at the red zone marker at the 20-yard line. 1st down and 15.
A little bit whiffed by that call because they hadn't even gotten the set yet.
Barely set, yeah. Snap is good. They're going to try and hit Hagan out in the flat, but he's going to be tackled for a loss. Did they get the ball?
saying
They took
down.
the ball right out.
They're saying down there.
And that is 2 in a row here that gambled fumbles here have been called as a result of down. And I do think he was down. Brady Nestor was the one on the tackle. He just came out with the ball, just grabbed him right by the ball and said, you can either go down or I'm taking it from you.
Yeah, and for those listening on the radio, Hagen's not a small boy by any means.
No, he is not.
So it was a nice tackle there by him.
2nd down and I believe 16 now. Jet sweep here by number 1, James Palmer.
There's the ball.
And there is a
again.
fumble again. 3 times the ball has been on the turf, and 3 times the Beallsville Blue Devils have still come away with it.
I got to believe that Coach seen something on film because they're really stripping for that ball.
Yeah. 3rd down here from the 21-yard line. It'll be about 16 yards to the first down marker. The yard to gain, the 5.5-yard line. I formation here with Twins receivers to the right. Pass. They're going to roll Perkins out to his right. He's got Hagen wide open, and he is going to be down. He did get the line to gain at least. Are they not going to say he got the line to gain? They're going to say he stepped out at the 6. Wow. Lucky break there by the Seabees. He actually hit the pylon before he actually tripped up on his own feet. But they are going to say 4th down here. 4th down and about 1 for the Beallsville Blue Devils.
Nice
So
play by
all
Nestor
that,
there to get him out
yeah.
early. Force a 4th down.
Force a 4th down here.
The defensive line's been playing pretty good.
I was about to say, by the way things have gone, you kind of want to bounce things over to the outside because that inside run hasn't really been working. But we'll see what they do here. 4th down and short, I formation. It's a QB sneak, Philly style, and he goes past the 5 down to the 2. It's not even really Philly style because there's no push.
There's no push. He's just getting.
He's just actually getting that much yardage. We're approaching 2 minutes and 40 seconds here, and Clay-Battelle now backed up against their own end zone with Beallsville set to score. 1st down and goal from the 2.
I got a feeling we're going to see the exact same play here.
Would not surprise me. I formation, 1 receiver on each side, the tight end to the left. Perkins under center. It's going to be a handoff to Hagen, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Beallsville. Beallsville takes a 6-0 lead here with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the opening quarter.
Be interested. It looks like they are going to go for an extra point instead of 2.
Hagen is the kicker. I do think the offensive lineman jumped. It's going to depend.
Was he brought off by what appeared to be 6 Clay-Battelle Seabees that were running at him is the question.
Number 6, Cade Bell, kind of jumped, but once again, it begs the question, was he set off by the encroaching Clay-Battelle Seabees? They are going to say it's a false start, so that'll back them up 5 yards. And they're going to still kick the extra point.
You don't see that a whole lot in high school football.
Well, this is Ohio. They have kickers.
That is.
Even though it is their fullback. Hagen, nowhere close. Didn't even get past the line. Extra point, no good, so the Beallsville Blue Devils still have a 6-0 lead. We'll come back here with the kickoff. You're listening to Clay-Battelle Seabees football here on WAJR.com. Welcome back to Clay-Battelle High School, where the Beallsville Blue Devils have taken a 6-0 lead over the Clay-Battelle Seabees. And you got to say, Chance, there's been a lot of good offensive line penetration there by the by the Beallsville Blue Devils. And you got to say that might be a matchup to watch all night, is the game between the trenches. As the kickoff is away, Maddox Shriver is just going to fall on it at his own 40-yard line, and that's where the Seabees will take over 1st and 10.
I don't know if he fell on it on purpose there. It looked like he wanted to run.
He really wanted to run, but he was just like, you know what? I'll pass.
We get a second look here at the Clay-Battelle's offense. They did get a little ways down the field. I felt showed some positive things. It will be interesting to see what they come out with, if it's going to be Spears or if it'll be Hall. It looks like Spears is going to go under center, though.
Yep, Spears under center here with Maddox Shriver behind him. He goes in motion, though, to the right. Snap is a rollout pass to his right. Spears on the run, throws it just a little bit under, and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was Braden Ponceroff. 2nd down and 10 for the Seabees. I got to say, I don't think that was a bad pass there by J.C. Spears. He only put it where his intended receiver could get it. If it's overthrown, that's possibly a pick.
And I agree with you, because there was pretty good coverage on the play, so he put it where only his receiver could get it. He ended up going incomplete. We line up here at 2nd and 10. That's better than giving them the ball.
Spears is the lone man in the backfield, set to take the snap in shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Zach Hall motions, though, acting like he's going to throw it in the backfield, but it's a deep pass intended for Ponceroff, and he's got it at the 30, the 20, down to the 10. And just like that, Braden Ponceroff has his first big gain of the night.
50 yards in the air. From 40 to the 10. Well, hold on here. It looks like to the 11. We'll say the 49.
Still got to give credit where credit's due there. That's only 1 yard. 1st down and 10 here for the Seabees from the 11-yard line. Now, something to pay attention to. Last game, we had a lot of trips in the red zone that ended up not getting points on the board because of penalties that happened late.
I can say J.C. Spears is coming out. Zach Hall is in.
Lone man in the backfield with a heavy set on the line to the right with Maddox Shriver and Brady Nestor behind the line. Zach Hall set to take the snap. He bounces to the outside. Excellent play there to get something out of nothing. He got bounced at the line of scrimmage, but kind of crawled on his arm and was able to extend himself and able to get about 2 yards on the play. That would have been a result of a no gain if he would have just went down.
It was. Nice block by Shriver on the play. It just wasn't enough to get things open because there was too many people over there.
2nd down and 8. The line to gain is the 2-yard line, but you might as well say just punch it in the end zone. Zach Hall set to take the snap, lone man in the backfield. Heavy set formation, strong side to the right. Snap, delayed snap count, and the Beallsville Blue Devils jump off sides. Excellent discipline there by the Seabees. Smart time to call that hard count as well.
Yeah, we're going to get it down here. What it'll be?
It'll be
like
at about the 5.
2nd and 3 or 2nd and 2.
Yeah, it'll be about 2nd and 3.
I do see Spears coming back into the game.
Mm-hmm. Is it Maddox Shriver time? Get your big boy involved here?
I believe so. He's been doing some nice blocking. Maybe let him touch the ball.
It's actually a halfback toss play to Zach Hall as he gets tripped up but bounces into the end zone, and it'll be a touchdown for Zach Hall. Seabees tie the game at 6-6 with 1:11 left to go in the opening quarter. Now, Chance, do you go for 2 or do you kick the extra point?
We had this conversation last week. I mean, I feel if you have a kicker, you take the 1.
But we've kind of seen both situations. You know, I'm not. And it looks like we are set to kick the extra point here. Once again, Joe Stewart, the kicker.
Oh, it's a fake.
Oh, it is a fake. Stewart's going to throw it into the end zone. And it's a 2-point conversion. That's good. Maverick Gunn, the receiver who caught it. An excellent trickeration. You see sometimes a big boy touchdown. Do you see a big boy throw the pass for a touchdown?
No, but I think I know who our backup quarterback is at this time.
Well, I don't know because the backup quarterback's Braden Ponseroff, but you might have a third-string quarterback there. Excellent play there by Stewart.
That was a really good pass by that big boy.
That's one of those things where, you know, he's like in the playground. It was Maverick Gum was the guy who caught it.
That was a nice catch by Gum, but the
Yeah.
throw by Stewart was
I know that
phenomenal.
guy. I know what that guy's been doing on his lunch break. You know how you like go outside, try to get some fresh air when you're midway between school after you've eaten lunch. Cal, you've done that, right? You get to go outside at lunch. That's what we did. Do you still do that? Yeah, you still do that. Joe Stewart, he's a big boy. He's just trying to get his arms loose. You know, let the big boy throw the ball around a little
But then
bit.
the gym teacher sees it, and the next thing you know, you're throwing passes for 2-point conversion.
Well, I'm sure the gym teacher is one of the coaches down there, so he probably did see it. And you go, "Hey, Coach Wilson, you know our big boy can throw the ball a little bit." Anyways, it is 8-6 Clay-Battelle with 1:11 left to go in the opening quarter. Spears set to kick it away. Little pooch kick that goes down to a 35. The man bobbles it, but he goes down at about the 37. That was Shriver Colton on the return for the for the Blue Devils. And they will take over at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Clay-Battelle looking pretty good to start off here. You had a good defensive possession, even though I think even though it resulted in a touchdown, you saw some good things there.
I agree. I mean, they've had 2 possessions. Both of them, the defense has made them at least get to 3rd down and long. Now, granted, we've allowed a couple big plays at that time, but hopefully playing that bend, not break defense.
1st down and 10 here, a heavy set with a lone man in the backfield. They're going to fake the toss on a play-action pass, and the guy is wide open. It's the tight end. They talked about him being a factor, and he is gone. Marky Loudon. Coach Wilson talked about him in the pregame interview. They kind of sneak him around, and he said you got to be aware of where he is at all times.
63 yards.
I see the coach for the Beallsville Blue Devils signaling 2. So they will go for 2 this time with 55 seconds left.
Kind of a heartbreaker there for a moment.
Yeah.
At the same time, we've been seeing it from the CBs all season long. It's just you bounce back.
So they will break the huddle in an I formation here. Loudon is the tight end to the left. There is a fullback and a running back in the backfield, 1 receiver on each side. They're going to fake the handoff again. Perkins rolls to his left, goes back to his right. Zach Hall going to try and tackle him. He was the one man between the end zone. It is unsuccessful, and the 2-point conversion is good. So with that, we're in the final minute of the first quarter, and your score is 14-8 Beallsville Blue Devils. And you got to say, what an answer there by Beallsville.
It was a great answer. And on that play right there, the defense actually played it perfect. Play was designed to go to the left. I'm pretty sure to get it to, 45 Hagen, and 14 was on him. Was that Brady Nestor, I think, is it?
Yep.
Covered him perfectly to where the quarterback had to turn back around. The problem was nobody stayed at home and was able to get in there.
You saw James Palmer there kind of on a short little comeback route. He was an option there as well. Now, I will say Perkins would have to throw off his back foot when he's rolling to his left. That's a tough little throw to make when you're throwing across your body. Yeah, when you're throwing across your body like that. But he's an athlete. You can tell. He just kind of sees open space down on the right side and basically said, you can either try and tackle me and I'm going to throw it, or you can cover the receiver and I'm just going to run over you because you're not going to have enough time.
And I will say, I was highly impressed by Loudon's speed. When he got to the open, like he was pulling away from people, and he's not a small boy down there.
Kickoff is to Dakota Walls, and he does pick up the ball and run to about the 32-yard line. And that is where Clay-Battelle will take over 1st and 10.
Be interesting once again. I mean, Clay-Battelle's been doing it both ways with the Wildcat, with Hall, with J.C. Spears throwing. If you want a quick answer, I could possibly see Coach going deep again to Ponseroff, try to answer this big play with a big play.
First down and 10 here. Spears set to take the snap with Maddox Shriver to his left. Two receivers, one on each side. Zach Hall is the receiver to the left. He's going to try to throw it deep to Ponceroff again, and it is off the hands of the safety Perkins. And that's why he plays quarterback, Chance.
It is. He's definitely not receiver on that one. And as the old saying goes, that's why he plays defense also, because he did not catch that.
I'll say that's why he plays quarterback, because he ain't got no hands. He's an athlete, but you got to keep the guy having as close to him as possible. But Perkins was on the deflection there. I believe Ponceroff was the intended receiver. It was a little bit overthrown to him. Spears in the backfield now trips receivers to the left with Ponceroff, Morgan, and Hall. Maddox Shriver to his left. They're going to roll to their left. Spears sets his feet, throws a deep ball over, and it is broken up by Perkins again. The intended receiver was Josiah Morgan.
And once again, that's why he plays quarterback, as you said, because he should have picked that off, and lucky for us, he did not. Nice deflection by him, but at the same time, hit him in the hands.
Here's what I will say. He doesn't have those receiver gloves on.
He does not. And if you've ever tried a pair of those on, I mean, anything will stick to him. I understand how people make one-handed catches after putting one of them on.
Makes OBJ's catch that much less impressive.
It does.
Even though he did catch it with 3 fingers. Third down and 10 here, 35 seconds left.
Still not as good as George Pickens for the Steelers.
Empty backfield here, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Spears the lone man. Drops back to pass, pocket collapsing. He does throw it over the middle. Intended receiver was Maddox Shriver, and he just overthrows him a little bit. 3 passes, 3 incompletions, 4th down and 10 here for the Seabees.
You can see Spears a little bit frustrated with himself back here as he walks back.
I still got to say, though, that was well done by him to even make that play go, because the pocket collapsed on him in less than 2 seconds. He really stepped up in the pocket. He made a nice throw, just a little bit overthrown to him.
No, I agree with that.
Spears the punter. Snap is good, but it is a high skying punt that hits the Gatorade table. Does it even make it past midfield? It does not. It actually doesn't even make the line to gain here, as Beallsville will take over at the opponent 40-yard line here. We're still in the first quarter, 22 seconds left, and the score is Beallsville 14, Clay-Battelle 8. Looks like it's going to be one of those nights where Clay-Battelle relies on that deep ball and big plays. And I just hope it wasn't a matter of, well, we got it on film now, so now we can defend it. And Beallsville is prepared for it. But anyways, first down and 10 here for Beallsville. Running back on each side, 2 receivers, 1 on each side. The tight end is to the left. Snap is back. It's a straight drop back pass. He pumps, he throws, and he gets tripped. Josiah Morgan on the coverage, trips on his own feet. And the receiver, James Palmer, goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Beallsville.
45 yards on the reception.
Now 12 seconds left in the opening quarter, and Beallsville has a 20-8 lead.
As we seen last week, kind of with Valley Wetzel, they fell behind. They got the key defensive turnover, got themselves back into the game. Still plenty of time here. We've seen both teams have offensive explosion at this time.
They're going to kick the extra point here. Hagan gets blocked again. Blocked there by number 62, Easton Rowan. Extra point is no good, so Clay-Battelle, if they're able to capitalize and score some points, you got to say the extra point game, they will be having the advantage so far.
Yeah, I do believe right now Beallsville's playing for that big pass. You may want to go back to the run for a little bit because you're still early in the game. Get the run set. That's going to open up that deep pass down the field. If you don't set the run first and allow them to play to that deep pass, you take a chance of something getting picked off.
I will say, though, with a whole bunch of deep passes, we're going to be here for a while because that clock is going to stop a lot.
Yeah, I think we've had 4 drives, and it went from 55.6 to 12.6, so you're correct on that.
This last minute has drug on for about 5 minutes. Reminds me of Dana Holgerson days.
Phew, them were some days, weren't they?
Yeah. They were days nonetheless. Now he's Houston's problem. Kickoff set to go. Hagan set to kick it deep. Hall has moved back a little bit from being the guy back deep to he's lined up at about the 26-yard line. They pooch kick it. Doesn't even go past the first defense here. They take it at their own 40-yard line, tracks back a little bit. That was number 20, Gunnar Price, a freshman. Sorry, actually senior.
He's seen an opportunity to get his hands on the ball. He ran back to get it. He wanted to make sure he got an opportunity.
So the CBs will take over at their own 39-yard line. Probably the last play of the quarter here, Chance, but we've seen these CBs score in 24 seconds. What's 8 seconds to it?
Nothing.
Spears set to take the snap. Maddox Shriver to his right. 2 receivers on each side. Zach Hall and Ponceroff to the left. Fakes the handoff to Shriver. They've got Josiah Morgan on a little flat. And he keeps on spinning and keeps churning yards. And he gets past the first down marker. And that will be the end of the first quarter. We'll take a little bit of a break here. And when we come back, we'll have the second quarter of action here between Clay-Battelle and the Beallsville Blue Devils. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Clay-Battelle CB Football on WAJR.com. Welcome back to the high school campus of Clay-Battelle, where they currently trail the Beallsville Blue Devils by a score of 20-8 here at the start of the second quarter. It's first down and 10. Spears set to take the snap in shotgun. It's a short little pass to Zach Hall. He's got it, and he completes it across the 40-yard line, and he gets a first down. Chance, story of the game so far, the quarterback for Beallsville, Garrett Perkins, is 5 for 7, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Heisman.
He has been having a phenomenal game, and all I can say at this point in time is we just seen 2 good, crisp passes from J.C. Spears. You know, you don't got to do it all in one play. We can matriculate the ball down the field, as old Hank Stram used to say.
Appreciate the reporter for the Dominion Post giving us that little stat nugget here. First down and 10 here for Clay-Battelle. Spears set to take the snap again. Nice little flat route. He's got Zach Hall wide open again. Won't say wide open because he's immediately tackled. So now we are a short passing team. First we were a running team, then we were a long passing team. Hey, if there's multiple ways you can beat a team, it's hard to be beaten, but yet we're 0-2.
It is, and it's one of those, you know, we've bounced back versus some teams. They bounce back versus us. It's just about getting the ball to sometimes fall your way.
Second down and about 7 here for Clay-Battelle. Spears set to take the snap. Hall motions out to the left. Twins receivers to the left. It's a rollout pass. Spears goes to his left. He throws it. He's got Josiah Morgan. Gets past the first down marker. Down to about the 24-yard line. First down and 10 for the CBs again. And I want to say Josiah Morgan had one of the best bounce-back games that was probably never even talked about last week, as he had about 4 catches for 125 yards. No touchdowns. You got to say, that's like Randy Moss on Thanksgiving kind of stat line.
He put up great numbers. Like I said, it was a bounce-back game.
Yeah.
He played Hundred, a school he transferred from. He had 2 big drops in that game, and there was no doubt in my mind that, if he wanted any win on the schedule, it was 100. And he bounced back over 100 yards receiving.
First down and 10 here. Zach Hall and Ponce are off. The receivers to the right. Spears rolls to his right, bounces, steps up into the pocket. He gets hit as he throws, and he makes a perfect pass to Josiah Morgan, and he gets into the red zone. First down, Seabees. So many things working on this drive. The short passing game has been excellent for Clay-Battelle. As we approach the 11 minutes left to go in the first half, your score, Clay-Battelle 8, Beallsville 20. First down and 10 here. Tight formation. Fakes the handoff to Maddox. Ponceroff is deep in the corner of the end zone. Can he make the catch? Oh, excellent effort, but it falls just short and broken up on the play. Bradley Moats on the coverage for Clay-Battelle.
Ponceroff went up, really went after that ball. Just couldn't come down with it.
10:37 left to go in the second quarter. Clay-Battelle trailing by a score of 20-8 over the Beallsville Blue Devils. Play coming in for Clay-Battelle. You got to hurry up a little bit here, though, as you break the huddle with 15 seconds. Maddox looks to be taking the snap. No, it's Zach Hall.
Look for Josiah Morgan in the flat here, Ethan.
Yep, I'm seeing him at the tight end position. Zach Hall is actually set to pass here, but he's going to tuck it and run. Dance out of bounds. Down to about the 11-yard line. Actually, it's about the 12, and it's going to be a gain of nothing on the play. Third down and 9 for Clay-Battelle.
Got a feeling Coach wanted Spears to be able to roll to his right here, looking at how that play was called.
I was about to say, with that play being called, do you think that the intended guy to drop back to pass there was Spears? Maybe a miscommunication there?
I'm thinking you ran Zach Hall that way, just wanting to set up a third down where Spears can roll to his right. But it does look like Coach wants to talk it over with the timeout.
Yep, crucial timeout here as you're down by 14. Actually, sorry, 13.
Down by 12.
Down by 12.
Right. It's that
Sorry.
It's that Williamstown man.
Hey, whoa. That's what a good college education gets you, I guess.
Man, I was just going to
English major.
I was just going to tell you your high school is never down, so I understand trying to calculate from the bottom part of it. So.
That is fair. Who does St. Mary's play tonight? Actually, I think they played last night, right? They played Work County and won.
I have not seen that if they did. I haven't been on Metro News today, as much as I hate to say it. I'm pretty sure you guys are playing Ritchie County tonight.
At Ritchie County tonight, yep. The old homestead of the Collins family, Pennsboro, West Virginia, located in Ritchie County, known for its world-famous speedway, Pennsboro Speedway.
The legendary Pennsboro Speedway.
A little bit before my time.
Speaking of that, we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a shout-out. You know me, I'm all about helping people out that haven't paid us to sponsor. But how about Rocket Chassis bringing back a World 100? That's based out of Shinston, West Virginia.
Yep.
It's nice to see Mark Richards and the Rocket Clan get their first World 100 in the Rocket
New
Chassis.
Deal Hudson O'Neal. He's only like 20, is he? Isn't he?
He's a really young. I don't know about age-wise as far as I know he's young because I've seen him get out of the car. But
3rd and 9 here for Clay-Battelle. Spears lines up under center. They go a hard count, but Beallsville does not jump. Spears is going to roll out to his right. Does he have an open receiver? He does. It's Hall, and he's caught it at the 10. Down to about the 8, and the line to gain here is the 4. So it'll bring up about 4th down and 4 here for Clay-Battelle. And I got to imagine this is 4-down territory. I know Stewart could probably bang this in, but it is off to the right hash.
yeah, it's a big play here coming up for Clay-Battelle. You definitely want to come out of here with some points.
10:22 left to go in the first half. Twins receivers to the right. That's Morgan and Ponceroff. Another timeout called here by Clay-Battelle. I think there was a miscommunication on somebody being lined up wrong. tell you what, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the 4th down here on WAJR.com. Back to Clay-Battelle High School, where Beallsville facing Clay-Battelle is facing a 4th down and 4 here near the goal line on the 8-yard line. The line to gain is the 4. 10:22 left to go in the half. 4th down. Spears set to take the snap and shotgun. Maddox to his left. He motions out wide to the left. Throws it. There's going to be a flag on the play. So he throws it into the end zone, and it's going to be broken up. The intended receiver was Josiah Morgan, and I got a feeling that this is going to be a...
It's an illegal shift is what the ref just said, and they're going to decline.
Just got a report from Ellenboro. Williamstown currently leading Ritchie County with 5:12 left to go in the second quarter by a score of 44-0.
That's a pretty good showing by Ritchie County, I think, versus Williamstown. I mean, it still is only. I mean, they made it to the second quarter before 40 points were put up. And that's no knock on Ritchie County. It's just as we've had our talks, even my opinion of, arch rival of Williamstown, the Melissa boys, a phenomenal athlete.
Chance's man crush Maxwell Melissa.
The boy's just a phenomenal athlete.
He absolutely is. So the 4th down, it was a penalty on Clay-Battelle, but Beallsville elects to decline it, and Beallsville will take over at their own 8-yard line. Perkins does a QB keeper, gets past the 20-yard line, and gets a 1st down to about the 22-yard line. 10:06 left to go in the half.
I'm going to try to get something to come to fruition here for us, Ethan. We had some fumbles early on that didn't go our way. Beallsville recovered them, where the umpires motioned as if they were down. It'd be a nice time to get one of them strips right now and maybe get the ball back in our hands.
Wishful thinking. I like it.
Trying to make it happen.
Maybe you jinxed them.
It's like the guy who's pitching a no-hitter and the announcer goes, he hasn't given up a hit all night. You know it's coming at that point in time.
I formation here. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, Hagan. And he bounces just past the line of scrimmage here. Gain of about 2 here. Actually, a gain of 3 by Hagan. And I think you're right, Chance, what you said previously, that if Beallsville gets the ball back here, you got to imagine that they're going to want to run the ball a little bit more. They've had good luck passing the ball, but if they run the ball a little bit more, you can churn some clock. You just got to be able to hold on to that ball. Yes. 2nd down and 7, 9 minutes left to go in the first half. They faked the handoff, and it was a pass intended to the tight end.
Nice play by Loudon, though.
Was that Ponceroff on the deflection?
Number 3, isn't that Ponceroff?
Yep, that's Ponceroff. I thought it was number 10. I thought that was Landon Savage on the coverage. But you were right.
If Ponceroff don't make that tip, I have a feeling we're still watching Loudon run to the end zone.
I don't even know if he tipped it, but at the same time, though, I think it's just a good job to kind of pressure him and get in Loudon's way.
If nothing else, he just said maybe he got in his eyesight where he couldn't see the ball clearly, and it went off his fingertip.
Make him think a little bit. That's what you got to do. All right, 3rd down and 7 here. 2 receivers, 1 on each side. A running back on each side. They're going to drop back to pass here. He pumps, he looks, and he has got nothing. Perkins sacked in the backfield.
Gum and Rowan coming together, making a sandwich.
I was about to say, if Gum and Rowan were the rye bread, Perkins was the steak. And he got beaten like steak.
He got beaten down on that play. Hopefully he'll remember that come next time and not want to hold on to the ball near as long.
Looks like
nice stop by the defense
yeah.
so far.
Hagan looks to be the punter here. Snap is a little high, but he's able to get it. Boots hit a spiraling punt. Got to get away from it.
Gets a nice roll.
Yeah, it does get a nice roll. Down to about the 37-yard line of Clay-Battelle, and that's where Clay-Battelle will take over. 8:13 left to go in the half. First down and 10 for the Seabees. They trail 20-8. They did have an opportunity in the red zone last time, just came up a little bit short, went for it on 4th and goal. Well, almost 4th and goal.
Had a good drive of some 10, 15-yard passes, worked their way down, got inside that red zone, and the nightmares of the red zone popped back up for the Seabees.
The unfortunate thing is that that's going to work as long as you got a lot of field to work with. Looks like Zach Hall is in the backfield. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Bounces to his left. He's got some space. Jukes at the 50, 40, 35, and out of bounds at the about 32-yard line. Zach Hall with his first big run of the day.
Looks like 30 yards on that carry. It was nice of him. He went back. They knew where the play was going, it looked like, and he just cut it to the backside and was able to find some open space.
First down and 10 for the Seabees. Now in opponent territory. Kind of flips the field a bit. At the Beallsville 32. Spears is the wide receiver wide to the right. Poncer off to his left. Twins receivers to the right, though. Zach Hall set to take the snap in the backfield. Maddox to his left. Takes the snap, bounces to his left, and is going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage there. Excellent wrap-up by, I believe that was Marky Loudon on the play. And I got to say, these Beallsville Blue Devils have some excellent size.
They do, and they've been getting some pressure on the line, and it appears to be not only are they big, they appear to be athletes at that size. A little bit of speed to go along with it, and been giving us some fits on that offensive line.
Spears is now the man set to take the snap. Maddox to his right, two receivers to the right. They roll to their right. It's caught by Josiah Morgan on the flat, and he is able to get past the 25 down to about the 23. Is it going to be a first down?
Going to be third down, just half yard short.
Yeah, about a half yard short there. The line to gain is the 22.5-yard line, and the ball is marked at about the 23. Has Maddox gotten a carry tonight?
I don't believe so.
No.
He got the ball thrown at him, but it was just out of his reach.
Might be the perfect time, though, but it seems like Zach Hall is going to be the lone man set to take the snap in the backfield. Snap is back. He runs to his right, and he's going to be met in the backfield. Couldn't get blocks to develop there, and it will be fourth down here by Clay-Battelle. So a loss of about 3 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down and 4 from the Clay-Battelle 27-yard line. Spears and Morgan enter the game. Nestor and an extra lineman of Brody Willard coming out.
I see Spears and Morgan talking. I would not be surprised. Hey, just throw me the ball.
Well,
let me make a play happen.
Morgan is set to be the tight end on the left. Maddox to Spears' left. It is a pass rolled out to the left. Spears trying to make some space, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. It is a sack on the play, and that is the tight end or outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him, Marky Loudon. And Clay-Battelle will turn over on downs for the second time in a row, and Beallsville will take over in better field position this time on their own 32-yard line. You could tell that Spears wanted to throw that ball, but didn't have a receiver totally wide open, tried to tuck it and run, get some space.
I mean, there was some point I thought he had the space to get the run and to get the first down.
Marky Loudon is just so fast.
Quick. You look at that boy and you look at his size, you don't expect him to be that quick. And he kind of set him up, and the moment he tucked the ball, like he went after him.
Well, you remember Matthew Gadd from last year. I'm trying to describe him. Think about Matthew Gadd, but 20 pounds slimmer, but twice as fast. That's how Loudon is. First down here for Beallsville is a toss sweep play to Reed Smith bounces to the outside, but it isn't going to go much of anywhere. He gets a gain of about 3 on the play. Does stay in bounds, though, and the clock will run at 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in this opening half. Substituting for the Clay-Battelle defensive line, that's number 54, Cameron Mercer, and coming into the game is number 65, Brody Willard. Switching to a 3-man front here with 2 outside linebackers of Easton Rowan and Maverick Gum. The offense here lines up under center. It's a sweep play toss to the fullback Hagan. And he goes and lowers his helmet, gets some good yards here, but it will be short of the sticks. It'll be 3rd down and 2, gain of about 5 on the play by the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Hagan fell forward there and picked up another 2 yards on that one.
Nestor substituting out, Joshua Wilson subbing in. Look to see if they maybe go to a 4-man front here. Offense breaks the huddle. Perkins goes under center with Hagan right immediately behind him and Reese Smith, the tailback in the backfield. 1 receiver on each side, the tight end to the left. Got to watch out for Marky Loudon. He kind of sneaks around. It's going to be an end-around play. Perkins does get the 1st down, just past it. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Beallsville Blue Devils. 4:24 left to go in the first half. Your score, Beallsville 20, Clay-Battelle 8.
I thought we'd stretch that one out there and was going to make at least give him the chance.
If we would have got him on initial contact, he probably would have been a little bit short. Would have resulted in no gain, maybe even a loss. Shotgun formation with a running back on each side, 1 receiver on each side, the tight end to the left. It's a kind of a swing pass here. Hagan switches his ball carrier so he can stiff arm Braden Ponceroff. He does get out of bounds, and it will be a 1st down at about the 45-yard line of Clay-Battelle. So they go into opponent territory here. Gain of about 11 on the play. 1st down and 10 here for Beallsville.
I thought he'd gotten longer, too, but the umpire down here evidently had him stepping out a step earlier.
Under center for Perkins. He motions the receiver from left to right. It's a jet sweep play to that receiver. It's number 1, James Palmer. And it's going to be a strip. Zach Hall trying to get that ball out, and he did have open field, but the whistle is blown by the referees on forward progress, and it's going to result actually in a gain of about 1. Zach Smith had nothing but green turf ahead of him. It probably would have been a strip for 6.
Agreed, and the reason, if you can hear the fans outside, the grumbling you're hearing, whistle did not blow until Zach Hall had it in his hands.
It was a bang-bang play there. I'll give the referees a little bit of slack here. It was a bang-bang play. I think right as he was about to strip that ball completely out, the whistle blew. 2nd down and 9 here. Perkins under center. Hagan, the lone man in the backfield. 3 tight ends over to the right side. Toss, play-action pass. They've got the tight end, and he just runs over the defender. Ponceroff tries to get him down. My goodness, this kid, Loudon,
37 yards on the reception,
is an absolute weapon.
I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction that you will see the kid play on Saturday. It may be Division II, but he's going somewhere, and he's going to play on Saturday.
That kid might be an all-conference player in the Division III Conference of Ohio. I could see that kid playing for Mount Union. Which that's not a bad program by any means. They've put kids into the NFL before. Thing is he might be a little bit undersized at the tight end position for the college level, but he's certainly a weapon at the receiver. Play action pass here rolled out to the right. Got a man open, and it is caught for a touchdown for Beallsville. James Palmer on the reception for Beallsville, and they take a 26-8 lead here with 3:02 left to go in the first half. Chance, I got him. I'm going to have to say, I think Clay-Battelle looked a little bit deflated after not getting that turnover to go their way.
I agree with that, and I mean to add to it, number 7, making
just absolutely pancaked. I won't say his name for the sake of his embarrassment, but absolutely flattened on that play. Just lowered the shoulder. Ponceroff didn't even really know what to do. Should he wrap him? Should he just hit him out of bounds? Ponceroff ends up hitting him out of bounds there. They are going to continue to kick the extra point. Nope. Hagan is going to take a toss play here. Is he going to get there?
He does
nope.
not get there.
So 2-point conversion, no good for the Blue Devils, and they still hold a lead of 26-8 over Clay-Battelle.
If I'm correct, Clay-Battelle gets the ball back beginning of the second half.
Yes.
Am I correct? Crucial drive, 3:02 on the clock. Clay-Battelle goes down here and scores, gets the ball in the second half. We still got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah.
And both teams have shown the capabilities to move on offense. So by no means are we out of this game just yet, but we're going to have to figure out a way to get Loudon covered.
Not to mention the fact that you really just got to find some momentum here. I really think that Clay-Battelle, as the game has rolled on, is developing more of a conditioning edge over the Beallsville offensive line, but the specialist players by Beallsville is just absolutely phenomenal. Perkins is hitting his guys in stride. He's developed more as a passer as the game has gone on. You almost worry for the fact of, well, if we take the lead, you better hope that it's with hardly any time left, because he's able to find his receivers, and they've got some playmakers over there.
And they do.
Zach Hall's the deep man. He does go back to about the 15-yard line this time. Maddox is straight in the middle at the 35.
They are using a different kicker this time, just to bring that up.
It is Perkins. And he kind of spirals that one, and it goes back.
Nice play by Gum to get up there and get on it.
You got to admit, that is a difficult one to find because it takes a weird spinning motion. You expect the ball is going to come back to you, and it somehow doesn't, and it just actually goes in front of you, and it goes towards the Beallsville players. Maverick Gum heads-up play there to just kind of fall on it. Still gets the ball in good field position at their own 43-yard line.
I've seen the new kicker. I felt they were up to something.
Spears, the man set to take the snap. As they hand it off to Maddox Shriver, his first carry of the game, and he gets absolutely nowhere. Bounced off his blocker there and doesn't find any room to run. He does get nice forward progress that is going to give him a gain of 1. And it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Clay-Battelle.
I believe that was just get some time off the clock, make sure that if we do give this ball back to him, we don't give it to him with a huge amount of time left.
Yeah, but I got to question that. You really got to try and put points on the board here. 2nd down and 9, 2 receivers, 1 on each side. Spears drops back. He's going to throw a deep ball. Ponceroff over the middle and just a bit underthrown. He had Ponceroff open if he could have hit him in stride, but is not able to get him. And with 2:16 left to go in the first half, the score is still Beallsville 26, Clay-Battelle 8. Chance, what do you think? What are you thinking here? Do you try and maybe do another deep ball? I believe the down marker here is incorrect. He's it's 3rd down and 9, not 2nd.
Yep.
And the referee is actually gonna call him out on his mistake.
They've been hitting Morgan over the middle, picking up 10 yards. To me, this is just about getting a first down.
Morgan is a hard guy to miss, though, with those neon cleats that he has. He actually goes in a jet sweep formation, and they play action fake it. Zach Hall catches it but goes out of bounds short of the sticks at the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 3 here for Clay-Battelle.
You kind of feel like you need to turn that one up and try to get as many yards as possible. I don't know if he didn't. Maybe he was confused and looked over and seen the 2nd down marker earlier himself. It goes to show where that mistake can come back to haunt you. Looks like Spears will line up to punt.
Yep, Spears is going to line up to punt. Snap is good. Rolls to his right. Nice end-over-end kick. get a nice good bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, move the way down to the 2, and down at the 1.5-yard line. If you're looking for things to be proud of, that was an excellent punt there by J.C. Spears.
I agree. You put them in a position where they may have to just run the ball here a couple times, get a little
You
bit
may
of
even
breathing
get the
room.
ball back. Well, I don't know.
You do.
You have one timeout left.
One timeout left, okay.
But you could get a safety.
You know, we've been trying that strip all game long.
Yeah.
Gotten, some questionable, we'll say, could have went either way, bang, bang calls.
Yeah, I was about to say 50-50.
50-50. Let's get that strip, put it in the end zone here, come out and get the ball the second half and make some stuff happen.
Final 2 minutes here of the first half. Perkins does line up under center. He hands it off to Hagan. Hagan's got a hole, though, but he bounces off his tackle, gets across the 5 down to the 6, and the clock will run. Gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Blue Devils.
Beallsville may be content here, just run the clock down, go in at halftime too, make sure nothing bad happens on their end.
90 seconds remaining in the first half. Break the huddle. They're still under center in I formation. Actually, it's split backs. And they're going to hand it off to the running back this time. Excellent tackle from behind by Joe Stewart. At about the 10, line to gain is the 12.5-yard line, so it'll be 1 yard on 3rd down and 1. They only have to run one more play here, so you could theoretically just run the ball up the middle. If you get it, great. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to run another play unless Clay-Battelle decides to call a timeout. This would be a good time, though, for a play-action pass to the tight end. Under center here, they're going to do the old QB sneak that somehow ends up being a gain of about 6 on the play. Clock stops to reset the chains. 29 seconds left in the first half. And Beallsville does not have to run another play if they don't want to. Beallsville calls a timeout. That is their last timeout of the evening with 24 seconds left to go in the game. In the first half.
If they're calling a timeout, I got a feeling they're going to try to find Marky Loudon on a play here.
Which, by the way, we talked about this in the pregame. So, Beallsville fans, if you're listening to this, I'd like to know a little note. Did you name Marky after Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
I am curious. Maybe we can get somebody to text us, text into WAJR and give us the information on that, because it ain't often you see it with a Y, that's for sure.
And it does line up, though. Parents nowadays will be the kind of kids that did grow up with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah, because from what I understand, the blue collar in Beallsville is what Blue Ivy, Beyonce named their kid after the collar of the uniform there.
Just pointing out things that are way before my time.
Way before your time, okay.
I wouldn't say way before my time. We'll just say before my time. Plus, I'm probably the most musically uneducated person there is. I listen to my music, and that's it. First down and 10 here for Beallsville at their own 18-yard line. They still do line up under center. You got to keep your eye on number 7 here, Marky Loudon. He is the tight end that's lined up to the left. Snap is a handoff to Hagan. Gets wrapped up and is down. And they're just going to run this one out. I got to imagine this is the final play of the half as we approach 10 seconds left. Yep, don't think they're going to run another play here. Unless they do call timeout. They still do have one timeout left. Nope, not going to run another play. All right. That will do it for the first half, and Beallsville is up 26-8. We'll be back with the halftime report here on WAJR.com. Welcome back to the campus of Clay-Battelle High School, where we are at halftime, and the score is currently Beallsville 26, Clay-Battelle CB's 8. We are at halftime, and this halftime report is sponsored by the Mon Health System. Feel the difference. And Chance, as you can see tonight, we are actually in the first inaugural ceremony of the Clay-Battelle Sports Hall of Fame. And some absolute legends coming through, walking through here tonight. As I'll try to get you the names of who's being honored here when we come back here. But Chance, what do you say we look at some scores here first? Should we go with single A first?
I think that's good with Clay-Battelle being in single A.
All righty. So, with that being said, Cameron and Magnolia with no score. Moorfield is currently trailing Strasburg, Virginia, 21-3 at halftime. Tyler Consolidated up on Webster County, 35-12 in the second quarter. AA Mingo Central up 8-0 over number 1 in Class Single A, Man. That is 8-0 in the second quarter. St. Mary's took on Work County yesterday, and St. Mary's won by a score of 34-12 over the Work County Tigers. I should say, you're probably looking at these rankings and going, why is Man number 1? Why is so-and-so number 2? It is because these are actually the official WVSSAC rankings. If the playoffs were to happen today, this is how it would line up.
And all it takes at this point in time this season is one big win.
Yes. Absolutely. So, number 4, Midland Trail, currently trailing to Wheeling Central, 27-6 at halftime. Number 5, Williamstown, up on Ritchie County, 51-0. Montcalm and Craig County, Virginia, that game has been postponed till October. Petersburg up on Northern Garrett, Maryland, 12-8. Wahama up on Calhoun County, 43-0. Greenboro West up on Buffalo Putnam, 59-0. Gilmer County up on Tucker County, 22-12 at halftime. That's going to be one of the more upsetting victories if that happens this week. Valley Wetzel, who played Clay-Battelle last week, we don't have any score there for Frontier, Ohio. Tug Valley taking on East Ridge, Kentucky. Tug Valley leading by a score of 21-6. And then we have, of course, Beallsville, Ohio up on Clay-Battelle, 26-8. And then we have also Doddridge County up on Ravenswood, 14-0 in the second quarter. Those are all the scores that we have so far from single A. We'll move over to double A now, where number 9 Lincoln is beat Nicholas County 17-16 last night. Nicholas County only 1-3 on the season, should be mentioned. You talked about Lincoln last week. Was that Lincoln or Lincoln County that we talked about last night that was last week that was really, really good?
It would be this Lincoln here.
It would be this Lincoln.
Lincoln in double A. Yeah, that my buddy sent me some video clips from them. Like, they got a third-string tailback that looks like he could start on most schools.
Here for sure.
Yeah.
So Lincoln, number 9 Lincoln, now 4-0 on the year, goes and defeats Nicholas County 17-16. North Marion taking on AAA Brook, and North Marion is up 20-3 in the second quarter. Philip Barber and Liberty Harrison up tied at 14 in the second quarter. Frankfort and Weir tied at 21 at halftime. Roane County up on Lewis County 14-0. Scott is up on Point Pleasant 27-0. Woodrow Wilson and Bluefield take place on Saturday. Wayne and Winfield. Winfield is up on Wayne 20-8 at halftime. Nitro up on Chapmanville 20-14 in the second quarter. East Fairmont up on Braxton County 44-0. Hedgesville in AAA is currently trailing to Herbert Hoover 28-8. Herbert Hoover trying to get that even record on the season. They started out 0-2 last year. Made it all the way to Wheeling Island, where they got defeated by Independence in the state championship. So that'll be a team to really look out for later in the season. Don't count them out just yet. Kaiser up on Berkeley Springs 38-0 at halftime. Buchanan Upshur is up on Elkins 14-0. Buchanan Upshur in AAA, Elkins in AA. Grafton and Hampshire, that game currently with no score. Independence up on Shady Spring 35-0 in the second quarter. Toronto, Ohio up on Oak Glen 14-0. Boy, I think I've said Toronto, Ohio every week these past few weeks. They might as well just play in West Virginia, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I agree. Maybe just go ahead and annex that county into West Virginia and let them play everybody over here.
West Side up on Pikeview 27-0 at halftime. Logan and Polka tied at 7 in the second quarter. Wyoming East currently trailing Single A Summers County 29-0 in the second quarter. AAA scores now. George Washington trailing to number 5 Huntington 21-7. George Washington having that huge upset over Hurricane last week. They currently trail the defending state champions of AAA Huntington 21-7. Number 3 Wheeling Park up on University 7-0 at halftime. The infamous scoring Parkersburg South Patriots up on PHS 21-13 in the second quarter. That's the Metro News AAA game of the week. When was the last time I felt like that we had a huge game between Parkersburg and Parkersburg South?
It has been a while because it always seems like one of those schools has a good season and the other one has a horrible season. We ain't talking high school wrestling, which they both show up for.
Or basketball.
Year in and year out. But, I mean, it's nice to see both them programs competing this year.
I know Fairmont Senior says AA, but we might as well call them AAA at this point. They're 3-0. They're playing pretty much a AAA schedule. They're currently tied with Bridgeport 14-14 at halftime.
Let's go Polar Bears.
Yeah. He's going with the Polar Bears.
No, I'm going with the Polar Bears.
I hope that game ends in a tie, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Princeton up on Pulaski, Virginia. Actually, sorry, they're trailing Pulaski, Virginia 21-26 in the second quarter. Cabell Midland up on South Charleston 28-0. Spring Mills currently leading Musselman 14-3. Former commentator of Clay-Battelle CB's football, Luke Wiggs, over there in Musselman today. Shout out to you, Luke. Number 12, Martinsburg, taking on H.D. Woodson in D.C. You know they've got some D1 boys there in D.C., and they're still beating that team, that high school in D.C., 20-12 in the second quarter. Spring Valley up on Hurricane. A winless Spring Valley is defeating Hurricane, 2-1 Hurricane, 28-3 right now. St. Albans and Capital at a 7-6 ball game in the second quarter. Allegheny, Virginia, and Greenbrier East are currently at a 21-8 ball game in favor of Allegheny, Virginia. Bluefield AA is beating Greenbrier East 34-19. That game actually took place on Monday at 7 p.m. I was sitting there going, didn't I have a score for Bluefield somewhere earlier in the game? John Marshall and Washington game currently scoreless. Marietta, Ohio, currently up on AAA Ripley side, 36-3. Should be mentioned that that's a good benchmark for how the difference is between AAA and Single A. The margins may not be as far as you might think, because if you watch that game between Marietta and Williamstown, that'll be an interesting game. But with that being said, if they're taking on a AAA side in Ripley, absolutely crushing them, you got to think that's probably going to be a more formidable opponent of Williamstown.
I agree on that. Plus, got one of the best looking fields there is out there with that gray turf.
You like the gray turf?
I like the gray turf.
I'm not a fan.
I like the gray
not
turf.
a fan. Not a fan. Only because I've practiced on it, and in August it is hot.
It's hot. Okay.
It is extremely hot.
I'm going purely by looks.
Yeah, that's fair. Have you ever been to a game there?
I have.
Okay. I was about to say, it's really, really nice if you ever go to a game there. Oak Hill currently up on Lincoln County 35-0 at halftime. And a battle between winless sides of AA Robert C. Byrd and AAA side Preston. That game still scoreless. So, Chance, anything stand out to you on those scores, I guess, to ask?
I mean, Martinsburg's a good ball club. I see that. But to go keep playing all these out-of-state teams.
Nobody wants to play them.
And still keep coming back with wins. And a shout-out to Hudson Clement, who me and you
watched.
Oh,
my goodness.
What a show up there versus Duquesne for West Virginia. And on that note, I know there's been – you get on social media and you see things. Some people still trying to trust the climb and other people not. But if you look, if nothing else, I want to give Neil Brand credit for 3 of the boys on the offensive line are from the state of West Virginia. You got Hudson Clement, who's from the state of West Virginia, starting receiver.
On. The Metro News Player of the Year walked on to the West Virginia football program. That's what I was going to say. Is nothing else.
C.J. Donaldson is your starting tailback, who's from the state of West Virginia.
Really finding diamonds in the rough.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
He is recruiting the state, and he said he wanted to put a border around West Virginia, and he wanted to do it. In Division I football, no, we're not competing with Texas as far as Division I recruits, but it doesn't mean there's no ball players inside the state. And Neil Brown's done a good job of finding those ball players, bring them here. And I was talking to you kind of when he got hired, it was like you only need to bring 2 to 3. Yeah. That's probably what's going to play, but, at least give you some depth. And it's nice to see that going on. Doddridge County with the 14-0 lead, I think it was. I can't remember who that was over, but that was quite impressive to see.
Only Ravenswood. I mean, to tell you the truth, I'm sitting there going only 14-0 in the second quarter.
Okay, I was feeling that was a little bit more impressive myself as I looked at it. Williamstown doing what Williamstown does versus Ritchie County. I mean, there's a lot of, I ain't going to say shocking, but Musselman, I think, was down, which is one of, I told you was going to be my surprise team in AAA this year. And I think they were getting handled pretty bad by who they had. But, overall, things are falling the way that you'd assume they would fall for when you start looking at these.
Well, I was going to say, one game that I'm interested to watch out for, our Metro News correspondent, Tara Malone, will probably be there on Saturday. Payton City versus Mount View on Saturday. Payton City is going to be one of the opponents for Clay-Battelle this upcoming season. You do have them at home. I believe it's actually the last home game of the year. So, with the way things are going, you might say that every game is going to be a battle from here on out.
I agree. I believe we're going to have competitive games. I don't think this game's out of reach just yet tonight. Not the way Clay-Battelle has played. I know you look at the scoreboard, it's 26-8. But at the same time,
you got to get a drive going here to start the second half.
Agreed. We've moved the ball decently well. We get to the red zone, and we turn into the Pittsburgh Steelers of last year. You get to the red zone with Mitch Trubisky as your quarterback, and you just can't put it in the end zone. You settle for 3. There's only one problem. We ain't got a kicker to settle for 3 yet.
Well, I was going to say it's better than the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, not getting any points at all.
And I will get back to you next Friday after a Monday night, okay?
Just a little talking here. We do have a house divided thing here. My Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. That'll be a very fun game. Can't say I'm going to watch it at Chance's house because fists may be thrown.
I was getting ready to invite myself over to your place to watch it. So,
Zeke may go hide in the bathroom if things come to a screaming match here because I'm gonna be very, very into it here. But I got to say, it's still going to be a very exciting game because that game is in Pittsburgh, and that is going to be one of the toughest places to play, especially on prime time. What do you say we not take a break here, and we'll just go straight through with the first half stats, sponsored by Omega Commercial Interiors. Interiors for office furniture by local at Omega in Morgantown and in Charleston at OmegaCommercialInteriors.com. So, Chance, looking at those first half stats, what stands out to you?
I mean, I'm going to start out going to Clay-Battelle side. J.C. Spears, 8 of 15, 119 yards. It goes to show we've been moving the ball a little bit. He's still over 50%. Zach Hall on the ground, 8 carries, 34 yards, and a TD. That's still an average of over 4 yards carry. You go on the Beallsville side, though, you got Garrett Perkins, 8 of 11, 207 yards and 3 TDs. He also has 9 carries on the ground for 39 yards. You got Loudon, who has 2 catches for 100 yards and a TD. He's really been the difference maker on both sides of the field. I mean, it's one of those, you hate to put it this way, but he's a man among boys out there right now, the Loudon kid is. It's just one of them. You can tell a big difference. I'll bring up a Williamstown reference here. I went back years ago. I think this was, when you guys were playing for a state title, it seemed like year in and year out. But I went back and I seen Reed Williams, which you got to meet later on, and he brought up the point of what he did to your high school, which was manhandling. But Reed Williams looked like a man among boys, and you can kind of see that when you get a Division I athlete in the state of West Virginia, and you watch him, it don't matter if it's
especially in single A,
single, double, or triple. It's much worse in single A, but you can just tell how much better of an athlete some of these people are, and that's what the Loudon kid looks like out there, and that's rough for Clay-Battelle. The only thing I can say, don't let him catch the ball. You know what I mean? You got to get somebody in front of them. You may want to start doubling them, and I know that means that's going to open up some other offensive things, but it seems like it's their bread and butter. When they feel they need to get a crucial play, they want to go to Loudon. So it'll be interesting to see how the coaches decide after halftime to come out and combat Loudon. On the offensive side of the ball, I still think we were moving the ball well. It just seems like we'd get down there and then would stall. And, without a kicker, that means you leave on a turnover on downs and you walk away with nothing.
Well, I was going to say, maybe get Maddox Shriver a little bit more involved in the red zone. He's a power runner. I think we're relying way too much on the pass, and that's good when the field is wide open. You got to keep these guys back deep so they don't beat you on a deep ball. You keep dumping those balls off into the flat, into Zach Hall, into Josiah Morgan, whoever you can find, and then maybe when you get into the red zone, grind it out with Maddox Shriver. Yeah, it's going to put more time off the clock, but at least you might be pounding him for 6 because, to tell you the truth, I mean, what? You get inside the 20, you get 3 yards of carry, that's a first down every time.
Yep, and I agree, and they're getting lots of pressure on you, and even though you are completing them with that pressure means you open up the middle of the field. And, maybe hitting Shriver up the middle, like you said, some quick hitters up the middle, make that defense squeeze in a little bit. Next thing you know, when you roll J.C. Spears out, he has more time to throw the ball.
All right, what do you say we take a break here and then come back with the second half here?
Sounds good.
All righty. Clay-Battelle trailing by a score of 26-8. We'll have the second half coming up next here on WAJR.com. No more halftime report here. We're going to get set and ready to kick off the second half here as the clock has run out and we now approach, they reset it to 3 minutes here, and we will get the second half kickoff underway. Okay, Chance, one thing that I want to mention here before we get started on this second half is that I hope Coach Wilson preached to these kids, if I don't see you drinking fluids when you are sitting in the halftime locker room, you are not coming out onto the field until I've seen you drink a full bottle of water, because we have seen so many cramps happen coming out in the second half by guys not limbering up, not hydrating, and you get into that old mucky locker room and your body gets a chance to rest itself. And then you come out and you get those cramps. So I really hope that we've seen some more endurance testing here by Clay-Battelle. We'll see what happens here as we get the second half kickoff underway. We actually just got a report from our Dominion Post reporter, Toronto, Ohio's quarterback, who we said, Toronto, Ohio, they might as well play in West Virginia. I keep calling them every week. Their quarterback is walking on to WVU. We were talking about that as the walk-on program at WVU being absolutely excellent in Neil Brown's tenure. We'll see that come tomorrow. And one guy that I want to mention from AA Bluefield, Sean Martin, man. He has been absolutely electric this year on the defensive end position. Pittsburgh has a true freshman at the right guard position on the offensive line. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of those guys line up against him and try to get some pressure. Sean Martin, the key to him is got to stay healthy. Just got to stay healthy. So, with that being said, we approach the final minute here in the first half. Chance, we'll talk about the offense. We'll keep going with Clay-Battelle's offense here. I think probably the key to this is to kind of keep doing what you've been doing on the offensive line. Rolling out outside the pocket, trying to get those passes going to try and buy J.C. Spears a little bit more time, because, he's just not having time to kind of drop back and throw. Now, on the run blocking penetration, I really don't think we have been that bad. The holes have been there. They've just been short. And the defense of Beallsville has great vision. They're getting into the gaps, really trying to cut off those open holes that the offensive line of Clay-Battelle is making for the Clay-Battelle, for the guys in Zach Hall and Maddox Shriver.
And I agree. And if you look at kind of how Beallsville was running at us, their two defensive ends were going wide and deep. Maybe you do something inside the tackles. Let your guard do it, and it'll open up just a little bit for you. I do believe we can find some space in there. 12 minutes is a long time in a quarter. The main thing is you come out of this drive with some points. Maybe we keep bringing it up. They've put the ball on the ground 4 to 5 times. We've just been unlucky enough not to come up with it.
Would you take it, though, if all the turnovers now come in the second half?
Yes, I would, because it could give you momentum. And as we know, as a snowball goes, you get that momentum rolling, and all of a sudden you get one. Let's say it's 26-14. You get that quick turnover. Now it's 26-20. All of a sudden their backs are against the wall. You know, they're young kids just like anybody else. You know, you start to panic a little bit, and then you start to make even more mistakes. On that Toronto quarterback, just say he's a 3-star quarterback. Zubalin Kinsey is his name.
Interesting.
He's 6'3", 215 pounds.
Excellent size. Love that. All right, second half getting set and ready to kick off here between the Beallsville Blue Devils and the Clay-Battelle Seabees. Beallsville leads by a score of 26-8 here at the start of the third quarter. Ethan Collins alongside Chance Collins, and we are set and ready to go. Nice little pooch kick there. A different kicker once again. Maddox Shriver tries to pick the ball up, but he falls on it, and Clay-Battelle will take over at their own 38-yard line.
You know, the main thing is it's the start of a whole new ball game here. You just got to figure out a way to go get some points. Somebody may want to work with Beallsville, the T guy who goes out and gets the T after the kickoff. Looks like he's drawing AARP. You know, I'm sure we could find a younger kid who could get out there a little bit quicker. And
go get a
the old
freshman
T
at
for him.
least.
Yeah, somebody's got to be able to get that T. Help that guy out.
Spears lined up to take the snap. He rolls out to his right. He's got Josiah Morgan. He does get hit as he throws it, but it is caught. And it's a positive gain of about 4 yards on the play. Josiah Morgan really getting involved more here in the passing game, as that's the first play from scrimmage here in the second half. Gain of 4, second down and 6 by the Clay-Battelle Seabees. Wouldn't be surprised here if they mix it up a little bit, mix up that playbook. Go run, then go pass, run, and pass. Ponteroff and Zach Hall set to be the wide receivers to the left here. Josiah Morgan and I believe that is Landon Savage, the wide receivers to the right. Maddox Shriver to J.C. Spears is right. Snap is back. It's a straight drop off here. And Zach Hall catches it, but is immediately tackled there by Bradley Moats. Just a yard short here of the line to gain, but that will bring up third down and 1. Here you're still ahead of the chains a little bit.
I believe this is where you give Maddox Shriver that shot inside. Just pick up the first down. Take a little bit of pressure
Do you go
off.
under center here? They're substituting Landon Savage and Josiah Morgan for Maverick Gum, and it looks like Dakota Walls. So they're lining it up heavy. J.C. Spears, the quarterback in the backfield, he's going to hand it off to Maddox. Maddox bruises his way through, gets past the first down sticks into opponent territory, and goes down at about the 49-yard line. First down, Clay-Battelle.
You know, and that right there it looked like just one block from maybe opening up for a bigger run. So if you do it on first down here, not out of the tight formation, maybe that hole's going to be there for him.
Now they substitute back out Maverick Gum and Dakota Walls for Landon Savage and Josiah Morgan. The two receivers to the left, though, are Zach Hall and Braden Ponseroff. Maddox Shriver to J.C. Spears is left. Rolls out, pocket is collapsing. It's a screenplay, though, to Maddox. Gets across the 40 down to about the 39-yard line. Flag on the play. Are we going to have an ineligible man downfield?
If it was really late for it.
Yeah. The ball is originally spotted at the 39, which is the line to gain for the Seabees. Referees are conversing. So we got a personal foul on the defense. And that will be an added 15 yards at the end of the run. So a 10-yard game ends up being a 25-yard game. As Joe Stewart tries to get his home crowd pumped up a little bit. And that moves the ball from the 39-yard line down to the 29-yard line. Actually, sorry, to the 24-yard line. Just outside that red zone. Two receivers on each side, Zach Hall and Ponseroff, the receivers to the left. It's a screen pass to Zach Hall. Bounces to the outside, gets across to the 20, and goes and is tackled out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Pickup of 5, Second down and 5 for Clay-Battelle. 9:30 left to go in the third quarter. Nice little drive here going.
We are.
You're getting spots in equal amounts, I would say. Obviously, the penalty tacks on a big gain, but we've seen 3 plays, honestly, that I haven't seen before. Well, maybe the Josiah Morgan flat, but you handed it off to Maddox, then you did a screen to Maddox, and then you did a screen to Zach Hall. Play action pass here for J.C. Spears, and he's going to be immediately tackled for a sack. And it will be back behind the 30-yard line, down to about the 31. Actually, sorry. Yeah, down to the 31, and that will bring up second down, about 16 here for Clay-Battelle. Referees call a timeout here. I believe there's an equipment issue, though, with Zach Hall. He's going to the trainers on the sideline.
That'll be a third down.
It's actually
16 because you had the 5-yard to Hall, then the sack, so it'll be 3rd and 16.
Yep.
This may be you throw it up and let Ponceroff go get the ball down in the end zone here.
Or you don't try to get it all back. I mean, it is 4-down territory.
Well, I agree with that, but there's some part of me we need a momentum.
Certainly that option is open, but you also have Maverick Gum and Maddox Shriver as the tight ends on each side. Josiah Morgan and Ponceroff, the wide receivers to the right. Zach Hall goes in motion. Spears rolls out to his right. He's getting pressure come on him again. It is thrown, and it is intercepted. The intended receiver was Josiah Morgan. Absolutely zero protection there by Clay-Battelle. J.C. Spears has little under 3 seconds to throw the ball. Just as I was kind of preaching the offensive line here, it was a collapsed drive by the offensive line.
It was. They brought that pressure off the outside, and, I bring up the point once again, we talked about it at halftime. Maybe you pound it up in the middle a little bit more and you stop that pressure coming off the ends.
First down and 10 here for Beallsville as it's a toss sweep to the running back, Reed Smith. He goes to his left and then goes to his right and cuts back to his left. And gets a gain of about 6 on the play, down to about the 30-yard line as a whole. And we've got an injury. Down at about the 31-yard line. I believe that might be Maddox Shriver. No, Maddox Shriver.
Maddox going up the sideline.
Yeah. That 14. Is Brady Nestor. I'll tell you what, we'll take a break while we figure out the injury here. 8:17 left to go in the third quarter. Clay-Battelle trails by a score of 26-8. You are listening to Clay-Battelle CB Football here on WAJR.com. Welcome back to Blacksville here on a second down and 4 as the handoff is to the fullback Connor Hagan. Hagan tries to stiff arm Maverick Gum, but I got to tell you, man, that kid is strong.
Yes, he is.
Still moves the chains, though. As we approach first down and 10 here for Clay-Battelle, for Beallsville. Line to gain is the 44-yard line of Beallsville. 7:33 left to go in the third quarter. Score still 26-8.
Beallsville almost looks content here to just try to take some time off the clock.
Perkins under center, hands it off to his running back, Reed Smith, and he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Looked like somebody pulled him at his back there, almost like a horse collar, but referees are content to not throw the flag tonight.
Yeah, we've only had a total of 6 flags the entire game so far, so, sometimes not a bad thing, and I believe over half of those have just been declined and moved on from.
They also want to keep this clock rolling, I feel like. 6:49 left to go in the third quarter. Beallsville breaks the huddle. Perkins under center with the fullback Hagan and Smith in the backfield. Straight drop back pass, looking for his tight end, overthrows him, Ponceroff on the coverage, pushes him in the back. And the tight end is a little slow to get up here. Actually, he is. They're going to call an injury timeout. He got him in the back there a little bit. I mean, it's legal. It's perfectly legal. Don't get me wrong. Ponceroff didn't do anything dirty there.
It's a kidney shot's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, possibly could have knocked the breath out of them two at the same time. But remember, I'd mentioned at halftime, and hope he gets up here in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's just a slight injury. But he was the point of you got to keep the ball out of his hands because he's shown what he can do with it in his hands. And I believe there was some of that going on that I'm going to, tackle him while he's in the air. That way, when he gets to the ground, if he catches the ball, he doesn't take off.
At that point, I mean, if you risk a penalty, it doesn't really matter for pass interference. You're honestly just trying to guess. And like you said, you have to put some contact on him while he's in position to try and catch the ball. Because once he's got the ball in his hands, he is elusive, he is strong, and he has he has the speed to beat anybody in a foot race. He is going to get up here on his own power. And he's walking back to the sideline here. I really do think that Chance is right. Just got him in the back there on a kidney shot. And, pass ball's incomplete. You're looking at a 3rd down and 15 here from the Beallsville 29-yard line after a running loss on the play on first down and then a pass incomplete on 2nd down. We've seen Garrett Perkins, though, get out of this situation here before.
It is. It'll be a question on the coach. Is he going to pass here to try to pick it up, or is he content with just taking some time off the clock on a run?
Palmer is the other receiver to look out for. He's the wide receiver to the left. It's a play-action pass. They're going to try and screenplay here to Reed Smith, and he is tackled by Joe Stewart almost at the line of scrimmage. No gain there. Big boy showing some – you know what? I'm just going to say it right now. Joe Stewart is the player of the game so far.
He has been all over that field. You can tell that, he wants to win so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not giving up. He's giving all the effort out there. And I can say 22 is hobbling pretty bad. Like he hurt his ankle after Stewart's tackle.
Well, when you get a big boy like Stewart to roll onto your ankle like that, that's going to hurt. Hagan is the punter. Snap is good. It's a sky punt, though. Doesn't go past the 50 and bounces forward towards Clay-Battelle. And Clay-Battelle will take over in Beallsville territory at the 46-yard line. So a great defensive stand there by the Seabees. I mean, you can't. It's essentially, second half starting all over again, albeit with 7 minutes coming off the clock. But it's still a what is it? A 18-point game. So 3 scores here, but we'll see what they do here. Zach Hall is set to take the snap in the backfield. Spears and Ponceroff, the receivers, to the right. Morgan, the lone receiver, to the left. It's a read option here. Zach Hall fumbles the snap and has to fall on it at the 50. 5:30 on the clock here in the third quarter. Clay-Battelle trails by a score of 26-8.
I do think they may have been trying to run Shriver up the middle there. It's just the snap was not.
Yeah. Nope, you're right. Shriver. Wrong Shriver. Sorry.
This would be a different game if we had Carson back. I do believe that.
The question to me becomes, like, would we be passing as much if we had Carson Shriver? But that's a null point here. J.C. Spears set to take the snap on a play-action pass. Protection's a little bit better. He throws a deep ball to the middle. He's got Ponceroff wide open, and he catches it and gets leveled by the quarterback, Perkins. And it is a big gain there by the Seabees, down to about the 22-yard line. First down, Clay-Battelle.
I got 28 yards on that, Ethan.
J.C. Spears hung in there, took the hit. Ponceroff hung in there and took the hit. Excellent offensive play there by Clay-Battelle. Ponceroff was wide open, too, over the middle. Got to say, that's probably a breakdown in coverage there.
He did get a little bit of time, which is, something he hasn't been getting lately, and he got a little bit there.
Spears throws a little swing pass here to Zach Hall. He retreats to the backfield, cuts up, gets past the 20, over to the 15, 10, 5, knocked out of bounds at the 2.
Be a 20-yard reception for Hall.
How about this? All right. I've been asking for it all night. Maddox Shriver pounded into the end zone.
Yes, let's just come out of here with some points. I'm even Zach Hall under center on a sneak. It seems to be working fine for them.
What is it they say in that movie, Facing the Giants? It don't have to look pretty. It don't have to look smooth. It don't have to look like it could look like a dying duck, but the ball has got to go down the middle here.
I don't know. I was the kid at that time in age that was looking in the mirror doing the thing and weighed about 36 pounds soaking wet. I've slightly changed since then, but
they're going to do a heavy set here, and they have to call a timeout because it was a late substitution there. Nobody lined up correctly. Zach Hall was the lone man in the backfield, set to take the snap, and it'll be first down and goal from the 2. Clay-Battelle has to take a timeout. They have 2 remaining in the second half. So, Chance, we've seen a handful of things work here. And I think at the center of it all, and this is obvious here, but if you want the ball to go down the field, you have got to give J.C. Spears time. And that's pretty much been the only problem throughout this game offensively. I get it. You've been stopped in the red zone a bunch. But at the same time, passing is hard in a short field because you only have so many places that you can go, and it's easier to defend because defenders are taught to keep everything in front of you. Well, if you keep everything in front of you, there's less field to go around when guys need to go deep. So
you need to get under center here is probably the first key, I think.
Yeah.
Which I know we've been running a lot of shotgun. To get under center, at least give them the feeling that you can try to quarterback sneaky because you got 3 downs here to get 2 yards.
Well, they're going to run the same play here. It's a heavy set with Maverick Gum and Joe Stewart at the tight end positions. Another extra lineman and Maddox Shriver in the backfield. Zach Hall takes the snap, and he gets into the end zone almost untouched. Touchdown, Clay-Battelle. That brings the score to 14-26 here. 12-point game. I think you got to at least think about going for 2 here, Chance, right?
I think they're going for 2 by the looks of the sideline. Does look like Spears is coming back in, though.
4:17 left to go in the third quarter. Your score is now Beallsville 26, Clay-Battelle 14, 2-point conversion pending. Spears is set to take the snap in an empty backfield. He's got 4 receivers, Ponceroff, Morgan, Gum, and Maddox Shriver. Zach Hall, the lone receiver, to the left. He's rolling to his right, and he's got Ponceroff for the 2-point conversion. 16-26. 4:17 left to go in the third quarter here, and your score is now 26-16. Chance, I don't think I'm doing a particularly hot take when I say that was the best offensive drive of the game so far.
Well, they definitely. I mean, they've been moving the ball, but the main thing was they didn't let the red zone demon get to them. They found a way to punch it in, and now it's time to come out here, and we keep talking about the strips earlier in the game. Let's get one, let's see how they react if their backs are against the wall. If we can get a turnover, get another score, all of a sudden the panic mode turns to them that we're about to throw away a, 18-point game.
Yeah. Has there been a turnover so far this game?
Interception by Beallsville down here.
That's right.
That drive. So yes.
So no turnovers though by Beallsville so far this game.
I do not believe so.
Okay. Spears is the one set to kick it off. And Beallsville had 12 men on the field. You probably heard somebody from the crowd say, "Kick it, JC, kick it." They had 12 guys in the field. A little pooch kick here, and Maverick Gum lays a nice little hit. The ball's on the ground. The ball is on the ground. The ball did not go down. The guy was not down.
He was not down.
And the Clay-Battelle Seabees have the ball. We talked about it all night. Chance.
That was a big play. Nice hit. I don't know who it was.
That was Maverick Gum on the original hit. And just like that, Clay-Battelle has a turnover. They take over an opponent territory right at midfield at the 49-yard line. 4:12 left to go in the third quarter, and Clay-Battelle is within striking distance here. Chance, can we be spoiled enough to have another great one here tonight?
I
They
sure
get a
hope so.
touchdown here, they're right back in this game. Two receivers on each side. Spears set to take the snap. Zach Hall goes in motion. They fake the handoff. He's got Josiah Morgan, but he's going to go deep to Ponceroff. It is laying it out there, and it's picked off. So the ball goes right back to Beallsville at the 30-yard line. He had Josiah Morgan open on a drag route, but he elected to go deep into double coverage, and quarterback Garrett Perkins showing he doesn't need gloves.
No, he does not, and he made sure he secured that one. I mean, you look at the drive before, we meticulously took the ball down the field on 10-yard out patterns, little swing screens, and now we tried for a kill shot that did not work in our favor.
Fullback Hagan gets the carry here, and he bounces off two tackles, tries to get past Josiah Morgan. Josiah Morgan lowers his shoulder and finally brings Hagan down.
I think five broken tackles, 2 yards. I mean,
he probably ran a net of like 40 yards on the play, and we have our first cramp of the night.
Evidently, the water thing did not make it to the locker room as you were hoping for.
I think that is Joe Stewart, by the way.
And that's the last person, the way this game's been going, we want to see on the ground.
Yeah. 3:44 left to go here in the third quarter. Clay-Battelle trails by a score of 26-16. Clay-Battelle finally got that turnover that we were so dyingly needing. But the very next play, Spears goes deep, throws it into double coverage, and it is intercepted. I don't want to fault the kid Spears for trying to throw a home run. He's over there on the sidelines. I see him at the 40-yard line. Head in his hands, he knows that one is on him. There is nobody beating themselves up more right now than J.C. Spears on the sideline. He's shown that he can shake it off and get back out there and throw another good pass before. I really want him to know that is not all entirely his fault. It's a difficult play to make. To throw that ball 30 yards deep down the field off your back foot with pressure incoming, it's a tough play to make.
And all he needs right now is for his teammates to pick him up. We're still, right now, we're at a 10-point game. It ain't 18 points anymore. You're in a ball game. You need one play. Maybe it's Ponceroff decides that he's going to cut the route and pick it off when they decide to throw it to Loudon in the flat. And the next thing you know, we're looking at, a single-digit ball game.
Possibly at least a 4-point game, possibly a 2-point game.
Okay, Stewart is up.
Stewart is up. Yeah, he's limping a little bit. Those after effects of the cramp are going to sit in. Get him some water. Get him back out there. We definitely need him. All right, second down and about 8 here on the run by Connor Hagan. Clock now runs as we approach 3.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Offense breaks the huddle. Perkins under center. Little offset formation with Hagan offset to the left. Play action pass. Perkins throws. tries to get the interception. Dakota Walls saw it.
We do have a flag.
We do have a flag, and that came at a very weird time. Are they going to call pass interference on that? We're going to call personal foul on the defense.
May have cut his face mask. It was going away from us, but I think that's probably what was called.
The problem with that is that turns a 6-yard gain and forcing 3rd and 2 to a targeting penalty that brings a 6-yard gain that goes 15 yards after the play was whistled dead, and it's from the spot of the foul. So that goes from a 16-yard gain to a 21-yard gain. 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Offense breaks the huddle late as we approach 10 seconds on the play clock. Perkins finally goes under center. Hagan, the lone man in the backfield. There's a toss. He's got the edge on the outside. Trips up Hagan, Josiah Morgan, and Maverick Gum. Actually, no, that's Dakota Walls on the stop there. Nice gain of about 8 on the play by Hagan, and he keeps that clock rolling, too. 2nd down and 2 for Beallsville.
Once again, just got to make a play. Got to make him drive the ball all the way down. Don't allow the big play.
Another guy you got to keep an eye on is that number 7 right there. He's the tight end that's lined up on the left side. I formation, 2 receivers. Little QB sneak. You could run that all night.
Yes, you could. 5 yards again. That's what he's averaging on that play.
Stewart comes back into the game now. First down and 10 for Beallsville at the 32-yard line.
Joe Stewart is back out there, so that's a good sign to see.
Under center. Fullback in an I formation. Hagan. It's a toss play to Reed Smith. As he bounces to the outside, he's got some space to run. Excellent pursuit tackle there by Maverick Gum coming from the opposite side to make that tackle. It is a solid gain, though, of about 7.
8. I think we're at 8.
8?
They're marking it. Yep.
All right, gain of 8 on the play as we approach the final minute of this third quarter. Substitution here for Beallsville as Asen McBride comes in for Ryan Dornan. I formation, wide receiver on each side. It is a pass. They're looking for their wide receiver. Morgan tries to play the man, not the ball. It goes a little bit overthrown from James Palmer. Goes through his hands and is incomplete.
When it went off his hands at one moment, if Morgan was playing the ball instead of the guy, which I thought he was, did what I'm saying.
To tell you the truth,
I thought he was going to get it. But
I don't fault him there because you basically have to anticipate him tipping it up.
No, I agree. I was just saying, from my viewpoint, when I looked at it, I thought the ball, the interception was coming, and it just wasn't there.
I formation. Tight end is to the right. Hard count. They jump. Clay-Battelle jumps.
Should be a first down.
Going to be an encroachment. Unless they call a false start here. Nope, they're going to call an encroachment on the defense. That was a good play to call that. 3rd down and 3 gives it a first down. Ball is now on the 20-yard line.
Clay-Battelle had 1 penalty up until this drive, and now they've had 2 huge penalties on this drive that have both happened to extend the play and to give first downs.
Beallsville in the red zone now. Twins receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation. It's going to be a QB keeper. Maddox trying to get him, pulls him by the jersey. Perkins goes to the opposite side. He's got a ton of space, 1 man to beat, and Landon Savage comes up with the tackle. How about that from Landon Savage? Grabbing him at the ankles. Doesn't even get a first down there. I really did think that was going to be a touchdown, but it brings up 2nd down and about 2 here for Beallsville. That's probably going to be the final play of the third quarter.
I would say so. Look like we're under 5 seconds now.
Yep. All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the fourth quarter of action here. Your score, Beallsville 26, Clay-Battelle 16. You are listening to CB's Football on WAJR.com. Welcome back to Blacksville, West Virginia, where we have the final quarter of action between the Beallsville Blue Devils and the Clay-Battelle Seabees. Second down and short here for the Blue Devils as they come up into the red zone as it's a fullback keeper. He's going to get past the sticks, down to the 5. Is he in the end zone? Just short, down at the 1-yard line, but an excellent play there. Only needed about 2 yards, and he ends up getting about 12 there. That was the fullback Connor Hagan on the tackle, on the carry. What does that bring him to, Chance? How many yards does he have?
Yeah, 13 carries for 55 yards, but they've been a tough 55 yards.
I was about to say, he might be the toughest SOB out there. I formation. Hagan again, into the end zone, touchdown. 11:27 left to go in the third quarter, and Clay-Battelle now trails the Beallsville Blue Devils 32-16. So, Chance, with that, it's going to take a pretty hard comeback for the Seabees to really get back into this game.
This extra point is crucial. I understand that,
Oh, that would make it a two-score game.
It's still a two-score game. I mean, you got a 2-point conversion on each one of them. But at the same time, it still keeps it at a two-score game if you find a way to stop them here.
Play action here, one receiver on each side. The tight end is to the left. It's a handoff to Hagan, and he muscles his way into the end zone. Flag on the play.
Do have a flag down.
I think the offensive lineman may have hit a guy a little bit late.
Yeah,
they're saying the point. They're saying that the point after is good. There's a personal foul on the offense. That is actually going to be enforced on the kickoff. So the 2-point conversion is good. Are they going to say it's good? Yeah, it's good. So because it was after the play, so the penalty is going to be enforced on the kickoff. Clay-Battelle was a little bit confused. I wasn't. 34-16 here with 11:27 left to go in this game. And Chance, I think now it's I'm not going to say this game is over, but it's certainly going to be tough. Do you keep running your offense like you're trying to mount a comeback, or do you try some things here?
You still, at this point in time, you run your offense like you can do a comeback.
Okay.
I think we're a little bit early to just kind of scrap the game. I mean, I don't.
I think you run your offense on this drive like you're trying to mount a comeback, but if you don't get a quick stop on the next drive, then you can maybe try something.
When I'm saying mounting a comeback, I mean in the 10-yard out patterns that we've seen them drive down the field and score. Not to try to get it all in one play.
I don't think the clock stops, though, until 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
And that's fine. I mean, it's about moving down and getting some points on the board, and at that point in time, purposely onside kicking it and seeing if you can get the ball back.
By the way, I would have, if I was Zach Hall, because the ball's going to be moved 15 yards back, so you're kicking it from your own 25. If I was Zach Hall, I would be at midfield right now.
This guy has not kicked the ball more than 15 yards deep all night long.
The second row on the return is Dakota Walls, Maddox Shriver, and I believe that might be Josiah Morgan. No, that's Maverick Gump. Like to see the ball go in one of their hands instead of the first wave. It does go right to Josiah Morgan, though, on a one-hop bounce. Tries to make a man miss, gets past the 50 down to about the 46-yard line of Beallsville. And Josiah's a little bit slow to get up there. I think he got a little bit rocked on the play. He's going to go to the sidelines there, maybe try and catch his breath a little bit. I think he got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
Josiah's...
He wants to come out.
Yeah.
They're saying stay in. Now
well, no, Ponsaroff was trying to signal to the sidelines like, hey, he's hurt. Offense breaks the huddle here at the 45-yard line. Spears set to take the snap in an empty backfield. The close receiver to the left is Zach Hall. He motions to the right. Spears rolls to his right. He's got Dakota Walls wide open across the 30, and he gets the first down. Gain of about 15 on the play. Now this is actually what I want to see, because now you're doing the best of both worlds. You're trying something here, and you're trying to mount a comeback. It's a no huddle right now. They were quick to get to the line. They do run the play, though, as normal. Spears, the lone man in the backfield. Maddox Shriver, the tight end to the left. Two receivers on each side. Little swing pass here to Zach Hall. 30. Cuts to the 25. Goes out of bounds at the 20.
I believe that's another first down.
I do believe you are right, Chance. But we do enter the treacherous red zone. Hell.
And the good thing is clock stopped again.
Josiah Morgan coming back into the game. You're right, the clock is stopped. So maybe it is just the fourth quarter. If you go out of bounds, the clock does stop. All right. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. CB's in the red zone. Two receivers on each side. Maddox to J.C. Spears' right. Snap is back. It's a play-action pass. He feels the pressure. He rolls to his right, trying to find somebody, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. Smart play there.
Yes, it was.
Chance and I, we're thinking alike. It's not like we're related or anything.
No, I mean, the only thing he had there was maybe a run that was probably going to keep the clock rolling and gain 3 yards, and that
I still
time
think he might have been able to get one or two, maybe get out of bounds, but I actually do like the idea of saving a few seconds on the clock. You never know. You might need those few seconds.
Agreed.
All right, 10:39 left to go in this game. Clay-Battelle trails by a score of 34-16 over the Beallsville Blue Devils. Offense breaks the huddle. Two receivers to the right. That's Zach Hall and Braden Ponsaroff. Maddox Shriver to J.C. Spears' right. Spears rolls to his right. He's got Josiah Morgan open on a drag route, and he's got him down at about the 12-yard line. It'll bring up third down. Clock is rolling here. Don't need to be in a huge hurry here, but you want to make some haste.
With third down, you're right. You want to hurry with the score of the ball game, but you don't need to make a mistake, because then that puts you in fourth down territory.
It's fourth down territory regardless, though.
But, I mean, you'd rather have the first down than going forward on a –
We approach 10 minutes left to go here. Spears breaks the huddle in an empty backfield. Maddox Shriver, the tight end to the left side, two receivers on each side. Snap is back. Quick little pass to Zach Hall. Immediately cuts to the 10, over to the 5. Does he get to the corner? Out of bounds at the 2. Excellent play there, though.
Right.
Clock does stop. 9:50 left. You're at the 2. Pound it. Maddox Shriver, pound it.
Okay, Spears going to the sideline. Looks like maybe Zach Hall and the Wildcat.
Yep, looks to be that way. Heavy set with a lot of guys over to the right side, so the defense is going to overload that right side, try to block all those gaps. Make sure nobody comes in uncovered. Nobody there on the right, and Zach Hall goes to the left, into the open field, goes to the corner. Touchdown, Clay-Battelle. 9:44 left to go in the game here. And the Seabees, they're not done yet. 22-34. Chance, I'm getting a little cool breeze here. I don't know about you. It might be sweatshirt time.
That's a minute and a half drive, just to let you know that they scored on. We are so far from sweatshirt season. I mean, we're talking. That's
Maybe
after,
you.
That's after Christmas.
Maybe you.
And yes, there is Christmas decorations out with the Halloween decorations at Sam's Club. I don't know why, but they are. Can't we just celebrate Halloween first?
All right, 2-point conversion here, and we'll get to that. Spears rolls to his right. Doesn't have anybody open, but he threads the needle and gets it to Josiah Morgan. 2-point conversion good. 22-34, Beallsville. All right, I'm going to ask the girls here a question. Halloween or Christmas, which one's better?
Christmas.
Callie? Halloween or Christmas, which one's better? Hey, see, there's the difference there. They're so young that they just love presents. She loves to dress up. No?
No.
I just like the decorations.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. What are your favorite colors, though? Red and green?
To the audience, my dad just likes Halloween because he likes to scare us. But then Christmas over here, they joke around with us. But the Christmas
Gotta love them, right?
Gotta love the kids. You do. You do. She knows my favorite holiday is Halloween by all means, so you can't kill the boogeyman.
Yeah.
You just can't.
I was about to say, Chance is, if anybody knows Chance personally, the man has Michael Myers seat covers in his Toyota Camry.
So my favorite holiday is pretty easy to figure out.
9:44 left to go in the game here. Kickoff set to go away. Little pooch kick. Bounces off the tackler. Oh, does he get it? Nope, he corrals it. Reese Smith on the recovery there. Man, that's
close.
been there. That has been there.
Yep.
All right, Chance, can we get that turnover now? That second turnover now?
You know, the main thing, a 3 and out is just as good at this point.
I agree.
Looks like where we at with 44-yard line starting.
I think, though, if you're Beallsville, you got to think just attack. Just attack. Don't worry about the clock here. Just run your offense normally.
I run that out pattern to number 7. And
yeah.
We haven't seen them all second half.
Marky Loudon is the tight end to the left side. I formation here, one receiver on each side. Perkins under center, fakes the handoff to the fullback, tosses it out to the running back. Looks like the running back gets stuffed by Joe Stewart right at the line of scrimmage. Reed Smith still gets a gain of 1 on the play, but man, Joe Stewart, man, I gotta tell you, he has had a heck of a game tonight.
And I think of a sponsor off, or Josiah Morgan. I mean, somebody needs to apologize to him because he kept getting hit by that tractor trailer known as Loudon blocking. He was throwing him around like a rag doll, and I was
tractor trailers only go about 25 miles per hour. Chance, I think that is a that is a 6-wheel dually coming right at you. Power diesel.
But Morgan
You've
did
been
not
passed
give
by
anything.
a power stroke. That's what that guy is right there.
We got timeout by Beallsville.
Timeout by Beallsville. 8:57 left to go here in the fourth quarter. What do you say we take a quick break? We'll be back here in 30 seconds on WAJR.com. Offense breaks the huddle here on a 2nd down and 8. 8:57 left to go in the game. I formation. They're going to fake it, a handoff to the fullback, and it is overthrown. Miscommunication there on the route. The intended receiver was number 17, Asen McBride. I got to say, Chance, he thought slant, Perkins thought fade,
but it worked out to our favor.
and it worked out to our
We're
favor
gonna take
because
it.
we're gonna have a 3rd down and 8 here with the clock stopped at 8:53.
Yeah, they ran 2 plays, less than minutes went off the clock. Get a nice stop here. Hold
If
them
you
to a
stop
point.
them and they run the ball, do you call a timeout?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
2 receivers lined up to the right, a running back on each side in the backfield. They're going to run a QB power here. Maverick Gum, the one man to beat him between there and the sticks. And he gets the 1st down and goes out of bounds. I'm not going to be the... I hate to be the one to complain here, but I'm going to complain. Landon Savage was completely held on that play by the wide receiver. He was not.
I did not see it.
He was completely held up by the wide receiver, unable to make the play there. I think if Maverick Gum sees another guy is in pursuit, he just knows that he's the only guy protecting between him and the end zone. So he's got to be cautious there. All right, 1st down and 10 here. Beallsville now in opponent territory at the 39-yard line. It's a fullback carry to Hagan. He pounds his way through, gets about 3 yards, and it's a 2nd down and 7.
He
Like
was
I say,
he was
I don't.
tackled by the hash mark.
I don't like to be the one to complain, but if I see it, they should see it. 8:25 left to go in this game here. Beallsville leads by a score of 34-24 over Clay-Battelle. It's 2nd down and 6 from the Clay-Battelle 36-yard line. I formation. The tight end is to the left. Handoff to Reed Smith here, and he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage, a game of 2. Can you guess who was on the tackle, Chance?
Joe Stewart?
Joe Stewart.
He has not given up. He's still leaving it all out there on the field for sure. And we've got ourselves another 3rd and long.
Yep. 3rd medium here, 3rd down and 4.
Just need somebody to make a play.
7.5 minutes left to go on the game clock. The only problem is this is 4-down territory, and I think Beallsville knows that as well. I formation here with the tight end to the left. Maddox comes up like he's going to blitz right at the center. Handoff to Hagan, and he gets the 1st down. I got to say, good play design there on the defense. Maddox Shriver came up to the line of scrimmage like he was going to blitz, but just good running there by Hagan. He gets the 1st down. Line to gain now is the 18-yard line as Beallsville takes over 1st down and 10 with 7 minutes left to go in this game. They've now churned another 1.5 minutes off the clock from where they were at that 3rd down and 8 situation. And they show no signs of slowing down. The tight end is to the right this time. 2 receivers to the left, a running back on each side. It's going to be a QB keeper. Going to try to get him. Perkins dancing everywhere. And he finally gets tackled by Brady Nestor in the backfield. At that point, if I'm Perkins there, if I see the line of scrimmage, I just go down in bounds and let the clock roll.
He was running around some part. I just wonder if he was trying to run clock off at that because he was running in circles out there and nobody could get to him. And then finally, was it Nestor there come up with the tackle from behind?
Yes, it was Brady Nestor there. 2nd down and 16 here for the Beallsville Blue Devils. We approach 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this game. Same formation, in an I formation, twins receivers to the right. It's a stretch play to the running back, Reed Smith, and he's going to be tackled for a loss again. I don't know who, I couldn't tell who was on the tackle there. It looked like it was number 55, Carson Moore, on the initial stop there, and then brought down by a whole host of CBs.
You're looking at 3rd down and 17, probably. That's 17. 3rd down and 18.
Yeah. 3rd down and 18 here. Clock is still running, though. You're approaching 5 minutes left to go in this game. And Beallsville is going to line up under center. Hagan, the lone man in the backfield. pump the play action pass. They're looking for their tight end. Joe Stewart throws it, and it's caught by the tight end, and he goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and that makes it 4th down and about 7 here for the Beallsville Blue Devils. A gain of about, what do you want to say here, about 12?
I had him down as 11, but we can say 11, 12 yards.
Yeah, 11, 12 yards on the play. So 4th down here and 6 for the Blue Devils.
I thought Morgan was going to jump the route there at one time, and he played a little bit conservative. Knew they had him in long distance, at least forced him to a 4th down. So nice play by Josiah Morgan.
Clock needs to be running here. It's 4th down, and the clock is stopped at 4:56.
He did go out of bounds.
Oh, that's true. He did go out of bounds. You are right. Timeout here as they weren't going to get the play off in time. I apologize, Chance. Thanks for correcting me on that. I didn't. I had completely forgotten that. All right, so let's reset here. 4th down and 6 here for Beallsville. Go into the mind of the Blue Devils offensive coordinator. I know you like going into the minds of Blue Devils here, Chance.
I do.
What do you do here?
I get the ball in number 7's hands, no matter what. That's my goal.
So maybe do that play action rollout, try to go to the strong side here, have that option open, and if he's not open, if he's in double coverage, you say Gage Perkins.
Just Gage Perkins runs the ball.
Just take it.
Yep. Try to get it. If not, we turn around and play some defense if you're Beallsville. You're still 2 scores away, so Beallsville has a little breathing room.
So if you're Clay-Battelle, how do you defend that? Do you think that they put Maddox Shriver as a man in spy of Perkins to try and just go where he goes, anticipating that play action pass, and then double cover Loudon?
I was going to say you put Ponceroff on him. Ponceroff was the one that gave him the kidney shot earlier.
You put Ponceroff on Loudon, but you put Maddox Shriver on as a QB spy on Perkins.
I would agree with that. Him and Hall both, I'd almost go that way with.
All right. 4th down here. Perkins, the lone man in the backfield, 2 receivers on each side. He's going to keep it. He may get there. It's a pull, and he gets stuffed on the play.
2-yard loss.
That was debatably a horse collar tackle, but you know what? The guys let him play here, so Clay-Battelle takes over on downs.
He did let go of it. There was a grab of it, but he didn't bring him to the ground with it. He let go of it.
That is true. That is by rule. Chance corrected me again. On top of the ball again. Thank you. All right.
I'm excited, Ethan. It's nice having these ball games. We are 4:48 left.
From this being a one-score game.
And one drive here and score. We're an onside kick away from, can they stop us?
Spears, the lone man in the backfield. Maddox Shriver, the tight end to the right. 2 receivers on each side. Spears throws a quick pass over to Zach Hall. Over to the right. He cuts. And there's going to be a blocking penalty. I don't know if it's holding or if it's going to be a block in the back, but Ponceroff hit him illegally. Let's just put it that way. And it is going to be holding on the offense. It will be on the spot of the foul, so that won't bring it to 1st and 20. That will bring it to about 1st and 14. All right. Ball is now being placed at the 21-yard line. The line to gain is the 36.
Coach Wilson's not happy over on the sideline or something.
I understand that, but that was a holding penalty. That definitely was a holding penalty. 4:36 left to go in this game. Got to work quickly here. Same formation. 2 receivers on each side. Maddox to Spears' right. It's a straight drop back. Pressure coming. He's got Zach Hall open. Gets across to the 30. He might have some space. He cuts back to the right. He's got some open field. It's a foot race. Midfield. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Clay-Battelle!
79 yards on the reception by Hall. 79 yards.
No flags, and we are in a one-possession game here in Blacksville. What a play. What field vision there by Zach Hall. I got to say, Chance, We
We're
are
back.
spoiled.
We're spoiled again.
We are spoiled up here in the booth. All right. 4:08 left to go here in this game. 30-34, Clay-Battelle. They are going to kick the extra point here.
That's interesting.
It makes it a 3-point game. I don't blame them.
Yeah, you get tackled at the 2, you can kick the
Yep.
field goal.
Kick is up, and Joe Stewart puts it through.
There we go. We got ourselves a ball game.
Oh, my goodness. 4:08 left to go here in this ball game, and Clay-Battelle brings it to a 3-point game. Beallsville leads 34-31. All right, Chance, put me in the mind of the defensive coordinator here for Clay-Battelle. I got a feeling you want to bring as much pressure as possible. If they score, so be it.
I agree with that, but I also, at this point in time, I'm not even worried about playing defense. You know, don't know if you've seen Waterboy or not. When he starts looking across that line and he's looking for something. You know, word I can't say on air right now, but he's looking for something. I can tell you this, none of the front people of Beallsville have looked comfortable when that ball came to them. I believe you got the onside kick it no matter how good a field position you give them. I don't think this is one you kick it deep and you let your defense play it.
I agree.
I believe you try for the onside kick because they've gotten to the point now your offense is getting unstoppable the second half. Get the ball back in there, give you a chance to go down, score, and put a little bit of pressure on them. And I can go and tell you now, they're a little nervous. Their palms are getting a little bit wet.
Well, they have only 2 people back deep. They have 4 people on the second row and 5 people on the first row. The left side is Hall, Ponceroff, Nestor, Maddox, and number 6. No, it's not who you think it is, but it's Caleb Snodgrass. All right, Spears set to kick it away. Little pooch kick. Doesn't get the bounce that he wanted, and it goes to the 49-yard line. All right. Not the way you wanted the onside kick to go, but your defense is playing well. 4:07 left to go in this ballgame. You still have 2 timeouts at your disposal.
Now, that kid played it well. I mean, you know, you tried looking for the guy that you felt you wanted to go to. He didn't try to catch it coming at him. He stepped to the side and just fell on it. You probably wished he'd had a little bit more speed on it. But now you just turn around and play some good defense.
And I got to say, I think the momentum is with the Seabees here.
I do agree with that.
First down and 10 from midfield. It's a handoff to the fullback. He pounds his way through, does get some decent yardage, gain of about 8 on the play by Connor Hagan. And the clock will now roll. 3:50 left to go in this game. Second down and about a gain of 7, so second down and 3 for the Beallsville Blue Devils. 2 first downs here. I think this game is pretty much ice. Obviously, you don't want to get the first downs way too quickly, though. All right, second down and 3 here. I formation. Hand it off to Hagan again. I think he did get to the line to gain. Joe Stewart smacks him back. It depends on where they spot it. I think it's going to be a first down, though. It is a first down. Clock will stop to reset the chains. 3:25 left to go in this game. 34-31 Beallsville. Clock now rolling.
This is the 3 downs right now that matter the most, like you said. You got to find a way to get a stop here. Defense is scoring quickly. It is not going to take a whole lot of time to get them the ball back. As long as you can hold them.
Not to mention the fact that if they get another first down here, it's 4-down territory, so that's another stop that you're going to have to make. You keep them held here, you might force them to punt the ball and pin you deep. All right, I formation on first down and 10. They hand it to Hagan. Hagan gets down to about the 35-yard line. Yep, 35-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 4. 2:30 left to go in this ball game.
I believe the boys on the line at this time, the linebackers, just got to shoot the gap. You got to be looking for a loss on the play.
About to say Maverick, Gum, Ponceroff, Maddox, Shriver, the linebackers. Second down and 4. I formation. Perkins, aware of the play clock, doesn't get under center yet. Down to 5. Now he does. Snap is back. It's a toss play to Reed Smith. Reed Smith gets it, stays in bounds. Smart play there. And
Timeout.
Clay-Battelle will take their second timeout of the ball game. Ball is spotted at about the 32-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Okay. Chance, if you are Beallsville here, do you go for it on 4th down if you don't make it?
Yes, I'm jamming 45 up the middle twice. I may even go back to that quarterback sneak.
I was about to say that quarterback sneaks.
They've averaged 5 yards on the quarterback sneak. But if that quarterback lines up under center again, I believe you have to be reading that play.
So I'm going to quote The Replacements because I was actually watching that movie last night. If I'm Ryan Wilson, I'm pointing to Maddox Shriver and I say, I need that ball. Get me the ball.
Right? It would be nice for somebody to go get the ball, that's for sure.
I need somebody to pull a Troy Polamalu and just kind of time that snap count right and just kind of jump and tackle. Although that might be illegal in high school football, honestly. All right, 1:55 set to go here in this game. Crucial 3rd down play here for the Beallsville Blue Devils. I think if you get a 1st down, you could probably kneel it out.
Yes, I'd say you probably are at that rate.
Looks like I think they're going to do that QB sneak. Nope, they're going to hand it to him, and he is stuffed at the line. Who else would be there than Joe Stewart? Timeout, Clay-Battelle. That's their final one of the game. A loss of 1 on the play. That brings it to 4th down and 3. All right, Chance. You try giving your big guy the ball. That QB sneak has worked to this point, but you've seen some defensive line penetration.
I'm going to make a prediction here. As much as I would jam it up the middle again, I think they're going to get cute.
You think they're going to toss it?
I think they're going to fake it up the middle, and they're going to try to hit 7 in the flat. That's where I tell 2 of my guys, whoever they are, you stick with 7 no matter where he goes. The rest of you, we're going to jam this middle so thick, they ain't got nowhere to go. They're going to have to take it outside.
Okay. If we're just going to play a prediction game here, I'm going to call – I do think you're right. I do think they get cute. I think they're going to fake a handoff to Hagan and do that fullback fake and flip it to the running back Reed Smith and try to get him on the edge.
Hey,
you get it out of bounds, it's no big deal.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Turn it on downs, it's going to stop anyway. I can tell you this. You get a hold, and the way our offense has scored, 1 minute and 40 seconds plus is plenty of time for Clay-Battelle to go down and score.
What about a hard count here if you're Beallsville? All right, under center here, 4th down and 3 for the Beallsville Blue Devils. They fake the handoff to Hagan, and he gets to the edge, and he gets the 1st down.
Okay. You done the complaint earlier. 62 was held. His jersey, his neck was pulled away from him. He had that play stopped, except for that, and it is it's sickening to see it go down this way.
At the end of the game, you got to let the guys play. I did not see that one. I'll trust your judgment on that, Chance, but you can kneel it down here if you're Beallsville. Doesn't look like they will, though. They might hand it off again here. They are going to hand it off to Reed Smith. Go after that ball. Just go after that ball.
Yes.
Doesn't do it that time. All right. 90 seconds now left in this game. Gain of 2 on the play.
I mean, the main thing is I will come out after that comment and tell you the refs have kept the flags in their pockets the majority of the night.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Chance, we are going to go 0-3 by a combined 9 points.
Unless Beallsville puts one in here, which it looks like they may have the intentions of doing. They don't look like they're going to lay back here by any means, but that leaves the availability, like we were talking, strip the ball. If they want to keep pounding it at you, make something happen.
Beallsville lines up under center. They're going to hand it off to Reed Smith again. Strip the ball. Nope. Bring
close.
him down.
He tried.
Yeah. Landon Savage held him there. He held him for the defensive lineman to possibly try and get it. And we approach the final minute here. 3rd down and 3. And Beallsville only needs to take one more snap.
Yeah, at this point in time, they just need to take it and sit on the knee, and the game is over. As you said, 0-3, looking like a combined 9 total points.
You're in every game, man. It's just,
It's frustrating.
yeah, it breaks my heart. It really does. It breaks my heart. Clay-Battelle will go to 0-3 on the year by a combined 9 points, and that will do it for this game. I'll tell you what, we'll keep things here for this game, do a quick post game, and then kind of get out of here. Traffic's a little bit heavy in Morgantown right now.
It has been with the game. It took me forever. That's first thank you I want to throw out is to my kids tonight for being great sports. They've sat
Absolutely.
here behind us. You guys have done a great job. I appreciate you behaving. Thank you. That's the first thank you I want to say.
Zeke will be at the house all day tomorrow.
Yes, you guys will get to visit with Zeke all day at the house with our four-legged fur babies too.
All right, folks. So that is going to do it here in this game. We're going to have the post-game show here right now. The post-game show is sponsored by Insurance Centers, where serving you is our best policy at insurancecenters.com. Final score, Beallsville 34, CB's 31. It's a heartbreaking loss, Chance, but once again, I think there's a lot of positive things that you can take away from this. It's just a couple plays short. That's really all there is to it and about it. Can you point it to a couple of mistakes? Maybe you can point it to that interception, but I'm not going to do that because there was tons of time left on the clock, and these CBs have shown that they are resilient and do not give up.
Yes, I mean, we talked about the way Josiah Morgan had a horrible game week 1. That kid played his heart out tonight.
Joe Stewart
Stewart is
insane.
another one, had a phenomenal game. And, you go back, when you win games, sometimes it comes down to a couple play calls, a couple made plays. And when you lose games, it comes back to a couple play calls, a couple made plays, a couple flags,
mistakes.
a couple flags not throwing that you feel like maybe should or shouldn't. But as we all know, being fans, there's times we feel like things need to be thrown and they're not. And, I got to go on the same judgment. Like I said, I was heartbroken on that last play there for the first down. I got to go on the point that guy's kept his flag in all night long on that same play, and that's just the way they let him play tonight because very few flags were thrown. There was a couple personal fouls, which to me, them's ones that need to be called because it keeps the players safe. But besides that, they let these kids play out there.
Yeah, I tend to agree. All right, Chance. Time to now do the Morgantown Power Sports power play of the game. What are you going to go with here? I'm interested to hear your take on this.
I feel like I got a different one in the back of my head. I'm going to ask you to go first so I can probably pick one that's different.
All right, so the play that I'm going to go with didn't result in a touchdown, but I'm going to go with the one that went to the tight end, Marquis Loudon, when he kind of just caught it and trucked over the defender and ended up bringing the ball down to about the 7-ish yard line. It did result in a touchdown. I got to go with that one because that really put the game at an 18-point game. You just felt like this one may be a little bit out of reach if you're Clay-Battelle, but credit to them for not giving up on the ball game. But I got to really think that was possibly the game-deciding play. I don't want to say it on mistakes. I want to say it on guys making plays, and Marquis Loudon certainly made a play on that one.
Well, I'm going to go with one that, probably at the time may have seemed bigger than it was, may have not, come back in a later time. I'm going to go with Brandon Gum hitting Maverick Gum, my bad. I've messed that up for 3 weeks. I will fix it by the end of the season to his parents. Maverick Gum hitting 45 Hagen on the kickoff and causing the fumble that got us the ball back. At that point in time, yes, it was followed up with a interception. But at that point in time, I really felt was a big moment for Clay-Battelle. So I want to give Maverick Gum his due because, you know what, the kid played his heart out there. I watched it all night. I was talking to you off air during a couple of the breaks, Josiah Morgan. I mean, we both brought up Joe Stewart, but like Josiah Morgan, Joe Stewart, Maverick Gum, I'm sure Maddox Shriver.
Not your usual suspects tonight making plays for the Clay-Battelle CBs.
I mean, Ponceroff, I believe Ponceroff in that second half, as much as we talk up number 7, was it Loudy? Is that Marquis Loudy? As much as we talked him up, I believe Ponceroff was covering him in that second half and may have just been a spy completely on him for the second half, kind of shut him down a little bit. And, it's still little things. But that onside kick, I really felt like that was our moment to take this game. It followed up with a play call that I told you sometimes a couple play calls this way, play calls that way, plays made, plays not made. And it comes back down to it, and we're looking at 0-3 with
a combined negative 9 points.
And who do we got next week?
We have at Tigritz Valley next week, so we're going to be a little bit on the road here. But that is going to do it for this broadcast of Clay-Battelle CB's football. Your final. I want to thank Chance Collins and all of the girls for coming out here and sticking it out with me on this Friday night. Chance, I cannot emphasize it how much of a big one tomorrow is for the West Virginia Mountaineers. We're going to do a little bit of Mountaineers talk here for just a second. I think this is possibly the biggest game since 2017 when we had Will Greer and David Sills and Kyler Murray coming to town in Oklahoma.
To the people of West Virginia, I think this game, it was asked earlier this week on Metro News, I think it was, or, something I was listening to. The question was asked, would you take a win over Pitt and give up a bowl game at the end of the year? My emphatic answer is yes. Somebody said, well, they go hand in hand. To me, they don't. I mean, when you ask that question, I hate the asterisk, you know what I mean? The people ask yes, no answer. Don't give me a non-yes, no answer to it. To me, yes, I would, because beating Pitt to the people of West Virginia and to the program means more, I think, than a bowl game at this time. Like somebody said, when you go to a bowl game, it's a little bit of money in the pocket of the program, but I don't feel
in
it
all
does
honesty, it's become now more of a vacation for the players.
Yes.
Which, if you're good enough to go to a bowl game, you deserve that vacation.
Agreed. But to me, beating Pitt, it means 10 times more than that bowl game will ever mean. If you lose to Pitt again and they go up 0-2, I mean,
1-2.
1-2. Well, I'll say 0-2, I guess, as far as last year and this year in the backyard brawl.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
To me, recruiting's a crucial thing in this area. You lose to a close rival.
If you get the Pittsburgh area to go, they were close last year. You beat them again this year. I mean,
and I'm going to put it out there. Big 12's the better conference.
Yeah.
Than the ACC, what I call the almost college conference. Okay, because they have nobody. And I'm going to predict within the next 18 months they don't have Florida State. And
they don't have Clemson.
And they don't have Clemson. And when that happens.
Maybe not have Miami either.
When that happens, that conference is going to probably split up big time. It may evaporate like the Pac-12 did. This win could be crucial for WVU as a program to keep them recruits coming and let them know their place, and it build the program. And that's where I believe it's much bigger than a Meineke Car Care Bowl in North Carolina in January.
Flat Tire Bowl, love it.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Flat Tire Bowl reference. All right, Chance, before I let you go out of here, score prediction for tomorrow. I'm going to put you on the spot. Sorry.
I'm going to go with 34-31 West Virginia.
All right. You want to know my prediction?
Yes, I do want to hear yours.
27-21 Pitt.
It would be heartbreaking, and on the same note, I believe the trust decline would be over. I don't want to say that.
I tend to agree.
But I believe you may have an interim coach if that happens.
I agree.
Neil Brown made a comment earlier this week, since we're talking WVU football for a moment. He made a comment that he feels like he's better prepared for what this rivalry meant this year than he was last year. Nobody should ever head WVU University with not knowing what that rivalry means. I've said for ages, I looked at it, I think it was C.J. Donaldson, or who's the middle linebacker?
That is Lee Koba.
Lee Koba. It was 84 Lumber. He was signing autographs. Yeah. I told him, beat Penn State. I don't care if you lose the rest of the games this year. Now, we weren't able to pull that off, but that's what Pitt means also to this. You didn't upset Penn State this year, so you beat Pitt. That is what it means to the people of West Virginia, at least to me, that means. And for when Neil Brown made that comment that he feels more ready for the rivalry, you should have never not been prepared for what that was last year.
I tend to agree.
That kind of bothered me a little. And you know me, I've been a Neil Brown supporter through and through.
For more than most people, that's for sure.
There's still a part of me. I haven't forgot the trusting decline, but I need this win tomorrow, because without this marquee win, I need you Neil Brown to have that marquee win. And I understand Pitt's coming off a loss to Tennessee. I still think it's Cincinnati. My bad. I still believe that this could be a marquee win to catapult the program.
I agree. All right, that is going to do it here for coverage, and I want to thank Chance Collins. I have been Ethan Collins. Your final score from Blacksville, West Virginia, Beallsville, Ohio, 34, Clay-Battelle, 31. Take care, everyone.